Frankfurt, and my YouTube channel's name is Christian Home Theater. I like that name. I was sitting there thinking about how thankful I am because the Lord blesses us to have this amazing technology around us 24/7. I mean, we're always blessed that He's given us all kinds of new ideas, deals when we try to find stuff that we need, or providing everything we need for projectors and PC parts and stuff like that, and give us this new creative ideas. Matter of fact, my PCs that I have over here that I built all came from Jesus. And how? Well, like I said, I did not build computers. I didn't know anything about building or working with PCs, and the Lord blessed me with the knowledge to do that. I'm going to give me another case today too for that PC I'm going to be putting together. Everything around us comes from Jesus. Everything we got, everything. So that's why I changed my channel over to dedicate. I want to dedicate more of my business and everything I have to Christ, because He's the one that's responsible for me having everything to begin with. So, like I said, with the graphic designer who's doing all the work for everything we need, it says powered by God's technology, because this is where it came from. I'm not going to sit there and drop my cross at the end of the day because I'm embarrassed to talk about Jesus, or I'm embarrassed to basically admit that our technology came from Him. I'm going to take all the credit for myself. What kind of gratefulness is that at the end of the day? So the fact that I can sit here and have this conversation with you right now, always because of Jesus. Because again, I told you in my past years, my years way back when I was young and I was out running the streets, I got myself in some really bad trouble where I was spending a good portion of my life behind bars. So the Lord didn't allow it to be so, even though when the DA had extremely strong evidence that could have blocked me up forever. Keep in mind, I spent my 18th birthday. Most people on the 18th birthday spend it coming into manhood. I spent my 18th birthday keeping from getting certified. That's where I spent my 18th birthday. So yeah, interesting way to turn 18 and suspend it from spending 40 to 80 years in prison was an interesting way. But anyway, all in all, I'm here today because of Him. And everything I have is because of Him. So yes, I changed my channel to give more to my Lord and Savior. I love talking about Jesus. I talk about Him all the time. So I thought, you know what, let's change the channel to glorify our Lord and Savior. Got the church coming out. It says Christian Life. I'm going to be wearing, because again, I want people to know who I am and who I represent. I represent Jesus. That's who I represent. You know, there's some people where you go to a restaurant and they're afraid to pay for their food because they're afraid what other people think. Well, what do you think God's going to think at the end of the day? He's the one that bless you to have the money to buy the food. So, you know, you got to get real with yourself. You got to get real with yourself 100%. So, we got the projector soon will be here. I can't wait to cue me. I haven't had a cue projector in quite some time. So I can't wait to get that here. It'll be on a different technology. The last time I had a cue projector, it was on digital one, crystal screen paint. It was on our great screen paint back in the day. This is going to be on black technology, which should do quite well because we ran on 50 lumens with no problem. I'm going to the thrift store today. I love going to the thrift store. You always find all kinds of cool stuff in there. I do want to decorate some stuff for the desk. Once we get the panel system put in for the desk, we got this panel system, because remember, we can't do the cardboard desk. So I'm going to be doing some decorations for the desk. This projector I have right here is now going to be going behind me. So I'm building me a stand. If you haven't seen the boxes of cardboard back there. And for individuals who keep saying at the end of the day that this is against the law, it's not against the law. It isn't. Now, if you take one of those boxes and you put something in it that's not supposed to be, and you're using this particular company to harass or attack people, whatever, you're committing a crime. You're using their company to commit a crime. If you can't walk into a police station and say, hey, I sent some weird mail over to a guy's house and harassing the family and stuff like that, you can't go into a police officer and say that to an officer or to a judge, and you have to hide that. That means you have committed a crime, because you can't tell anybody about it. I can tell people about that because it's not committing a crime. I'm not doing anything wrong by that. I have several people in the building that are federal. They've been in here, they've seen all the boxes and stuff. I have a person who works at the United States Post Office, too, also in the building. Also, too, I have friends of mine that are at the post office, a lot of them. And I go in there and I show them how I take their boxes and I turn them into PCs. As a matter of fact, I got a request to make a mailbox PC. So that should be pretty cool. But anyway, no, it's not a crime at all, period. That's all. But these individuals are just bent on doing the devil's work. They're bent on, at the end of the day, trying to find anything they possibly can to try to prosecute me. You know, you guys sound like the Pharisees. You do. You sound like the Pharisees. I'm not Jesus in any way whatsoever, so I'm not putting myself in that kind of mindset. But for Christians, that's what it kind of feels like when we have people that are coming up against us or trying to challenge the things that we're doing. It feels like that we're in that era. And that's what you guys remind me of, the Pharisees. Because, you know, Jesus came down and the people flocked and followed him, and he was very, very popular. People loved him and all. He was God at the end of the day. Was at the end of the day. It's interesting when you think about the deep parts of that in the Bible, where the Pharisees were trying to fake being Christians, and they were trying to deceive and get money out of the people, trying to be godlike, where Jesus was God. And they were angry at him at the end of the day, and they were mad and jealous at Jesus, and tried to do everything they possibly can to make Jesus look like he really didn't know what he was talking about or what he was doing or this, that, and the other, so they can turn the people against him and put them back to them where they were at. But they couldn't do that because Jesus was the real deal. So that became a real hassle for them. So anyway, that's what they remind me of, the Pharisees. They remind me of them because they're just bent on doing all kinds of trickery and evil works to try to undermine people, that the blessing that we got from our Lord and Savior is unreal. And my Lord comes out every single time and says, look, here you go, here you go, here you go. And they don't like that. Yeah, I see you leaving the room. You have to leave the room because the devil cannot be in an environment where you're talking about Jesus. You can't stand it. You can't stand it at all. And your guilt makes you leave. That's why. That's good. Anyway, so getting back to this right here. So yeah, I am going to be, I think the next projector we're going to be picking up is going to be an Epson laser ultra short throw projector. Roughly how much am I paying for that one? It's a bit pricey. We're going to be paying $128 for it. Yep. I'm not used to going over that $100 mark now. I'm so used to paying it within the $100. Matter of fact, I was supposed to be ordering an adapter for the $10 projector too on top of that. So I'm going to fire up my baby over here. And Daphne, where's he at? He's not in his box. Oh, he's back in the bakery. All right, I'm going to put you in the bakery because I got to open the door for a minute because I do not want to overheat here. Put you there for a minute. And I got to open up for a little bit because I can't have him running around doing hoo-ha. All right, there we go. Okay. Cool. There we go. Yep. Says right on my channel. Powered by God's technology. We are Christian base. Oh, I can't believe I found that game yesterday. That game is freaking amazing. Amazing. Amazing! Lens shift. Where we at? There we go. It's the beautiful thing about lens shift. I can bring my screen over. Oh, my projector's way over here. I can shift the screen right over there. I have really got to make some room under my desk. Or figure out how I can get one of these things on a swivel. I think Saturday we're going to go inside the other projector and cut those screws to get those, get that out of there. Definitely going to be doing that. I was in here looking for some other games, like more pinball tables and more shooters and stuff like that. This game right here called Crimson Clover. The Crimson, they spell it with a Z-O-N. Yes, amazing game. I love this game. With the explosion. I finally got it back. There's a couple games I want to actually get back. I'm going to try to find. But anyway, as you can see, this right here, the screen we are using right now, is our quantum IOEG and fusion light energy, and this is a quantum black star. Oh, this screen paint is absolutely gorgeous. The companies that bought it are very happy with it. And as you can see in my environment, I can pull up amazing images. Hey, how come my screen's not fully expanded? Because I can see it right at the bottom. Oh, yeah, no, it's because of what you call it. And oh yeah, I finally figured that thing out too. I finally figured it out. It took me a while, but I finally figured out exactly how to change my intro screen. And on top of that, I can put in multiple intro screens in if I want, which I just figured that out yesterday. I really got to take the time to literally go through my Steam account and learn this thing, because I downloaded Steam and I just go in there and play games. I don't really utilize everything in here, and I have to. I do the same thing with my Sony dashboard and the console system. I just don't even bother with it. I just game off it. That's basically about it. I don't really check out on the cool stuff it does. But yeah, I didn't know that. So I got to come out of here for a minute. Let me see. Steam menu. Are we in? Let me see. Oh, of course, controls. No controls hooked up. Of course, no controls hooked up. I got to get a wireless controller. That's the next stage too. Once we finish the desk, everything on the desk is going to be wireless, and we're going to be building the other PC, which is going to be a Dell build. We're going to build a Dell build. We're going to modify Dell. And as I was talking about, that when we had people that were coming in and were saying, "Oh, your PC parts are old," so again, you're screaming console. You're literally screaming console. You're telling on yourself, because there's no PC gamer at the end of the day who is going to scream about older parts. They use older parts all the time. I mean, use older parts, because the thing about it is just basically just seeing what you can possibly get away with on a PC. PC is about customization and modifications, and it's all about what you can actually get away with, what kind of games you can run. If you're running games on perfect specs below the factory requirements on that game, it's freaking impressive. So we like doing stuff like that. So for us, you're going to all, with my parts on my system is this, that, and the other. Your parts on your console system are overkill, like literally overkill. You don't need all that stuff to run your games. You have overkill on there. That's why you'll realize that when your games are ported to PC, look at the specifications. If you do understand them, if you don't understand it, try to look it up, go to forum sites and get that information. But you'll realize that the comparison of what we need to run your games is really minimum. It's not maximum. It's not insane. Like, seriously, what application on a game would require a 5090 graphic card? Overkill. It's seriously overkill. It's great to have something like that, yeah, because you're going to have PC if you're building for future technology, future builds. Because again, you don't have to really put any parts or change out. But keep in mind, I had my 1050s for over, over 6 years, 6 or 7 years, and I can still game on games today. That's the beautiful thing. Where in the timeline, my graphic card is literally older than your next gen consoles, and quite a few of them at that. So think about that, how long that graphic card is going to last me compared to how many console systems that you're basically going to buy over and over and over again compared to that one graphic card. That's what I'm talking about at the end of the day. Because what happens is with a PC, you got the option to change it out any way you want. Where a console system, you don't have that option. It's not there. You only have the option to change out maybe one or two parts, mostly one part. But if they give you two, you're lucky. But keep in mind, if they bring out a whole new system, you're going to have to buy a whole new motherboard again, new GPU all over again, new power supply all over again, RAM all over again. The only thing they're giving you is a hard drive, and that's it. So that's what I mean at the end of the day. It's just more expensive now either to have a console than a basic built PC. Basic built PC is pretty cheap. And the Dells, when they came on ranking about the Dell, are old parts, See, this is what I mean at the end of the day. You got to go in, you got to do research, you got to crack books, because cracking books makes you smarter. And if you notice, if you go onto YouTube and you type in Dell modification, gaming PC, or Dell modification, or Dell to gaming, whatever, at the end of the day, you will see a ton of PC YouTubers on there showing you how to convert a basic Dell PC into an easy gaming system for very cheap. Literally will see it. That's why I got information about the 9020 Dell. The 9020 Dells, can I run a 580 an RX 580 off of it, and somebody did it. And I was like, oh, shoot, okay, you can do it. It's compatible with it. So that tells me that the motherboard is compatible with a 3.0 PCI Express port, which is going to be needed to run that. So, yes, somebody did it already, which makes it easier for me at the end of the day and kind of figure out this, that, and the other. Now, my problem I ran into with the Dell board was trying to get an RGB system, liquid cooling system, to run on the board. Because then you have to run, the Dell's power supply is garbage. I mean, it's good for some things, but yeah, if you're going to be doing what you got to do, it is not worth it. It's garbage. Because again, you only get ports that they have in there for what the PC's required. Nothing extra at all, period. So you're going to have to swap out the power supply, especially you're going to need something bigger. You're going to run that graphic card in there. But anyway, for bigger power supply, it's going to give you more Molex adapters, more SATA ports, stuff like that. You're going to need to be able to run it. And you can run any power supply into the Dell. It's not going to trigger off the alert system. The alert system triggers off when you're touching fans in there. You pull any fans out of there, the alert system goes off and says, hey, there are fans missing in the system. Now the system's worrying about basically overheating and burning out, and your security system's going off like crazy. Unless that Dell allows you to go into BIOS and go in and basically turn them off, where it's not noticing it's not there or not. But if not, basically to get around that, and what I had to do is I figured it out with this system. This is where I got the idea how I figured it out. That system right there, the Ice Boy, basically had a voltage issue. It had a voltage issue. Got too much cool air pushing in. Go for a minute. It had a voltage issue when it came to the motherboard. Because the motherboards, all motherboards carry a certain voltage. And the voltage issues we have with the fans were conflicting with the motherboard. So they had to be changed. So I had to, the 1500 RPMs is nice, but 4000 is way better. So anyway, so with that being said, I wanted to keep my fans. I had to bypass the motherboard altogether and go into strictly the power supply only, which means I get little adapters for that. There's so many different for modification adapters to turn modex to SATA and SATA to modex, and 3 pins to 4 pins and 4 pins to 5 pins. The accessories are insane for how you can modify a PC on so many levels. It's not even funny. The way I can understand this is this way. And again, for those of you who think I'm putting down the console, no, I've been around console before I was around PC. As a matter of fact, like I said, if you're from my generation and you were lucky enough to play majority of the games that came out at that particular time, I played more console than I played PC. But keep in mind, imagine getting yourself a box of Legos. You get a box of Legos. Console, you get 5 Legos. PC, you get 5,000. There's so many different ways that you can change that out in so many different levels. It's not even funny. On different ways you can build that. They'll give you instructions how to build a dump truck, and you get like 20 different ways you can construct that dump truck. To a console, you got 3 ways, and that's it. We're talking about not modification and basically designing, but putting new cases and stuff like that. There's cases galore for console and modifications, controllers, and all that stuff. I'm talking about the actual system itself, where you can't alter and change too much. It wouldn't be nice if you had the option to remove power supplies and stuff like that out of your system and be to change it out and build it the way you want to. That'd be nice, but unfortunately you can't. So that being said, the older parts that you can put in PC can still run games today with no problem whatsoever. And that's what they're doing with the Dells. The Dells, where somebody got an idea, said, hey, look inside of a Dell, like, well, this is like a gaming PC in here. It's got a PCI Express export times 16. I can literally drop a graphic card in here and game. And that's what somebody did. And guess what? It actually worked. Because I bought 2 of them and did the exact same thing. And it worked fantastic. Fantastic. Did the job great. The job extremely well. So, yeah. You can convert them into PCs easily. Convert them into gaming PCs very easy, and for a very, very cheap price instead of paying all this money. Now, when a console gamer comes over and he says, PCs are so expensive, these are no, you don't know what you're talking about. Now, this is why I know this is a person who's strictly console. Because a person who does PC and console would never make that statement, because he or her is going to know that I can just go out and buy older parts and build a machine and still game. They're going to know that automatically. From the door, they want to know that. So that would be strictly console. You kind of tell on yourself when you say that. No. Not at all. Period. So when you sit there and say, oh, you got older parts and stuff like that, I'm like, yeah, this is somebody who basically doesn't know jack. And was I wrong on that? The person didn't even mention the motherboard in his build. He literally missed a motherboard. How do you miss that? That's like buying parts for your car and you miss the car itself. You know, without the car, the parts are no good. That's the same thing on the motherboard. You don't have the motherboard, all the parts are useless. So again, no. Mm-mm. And then put in desktop. It's a 5090. How big a 5090 is? That's a massive card. Of course it's going to be desktop. Where else are you going to put that thing at? That's another thing too. So, no. I think he copied and pasted from somewhere. Parts of copied and pasted. He forgot an entire motherboard. I don't scratch my head on that one right there. How do you miss the motherboard? That's the main piece of the whole entire thing. It's like having a hot air balloon and you forgot the balloon. Well, what's the point? You just got a basket and some sandbags out there and some wind. You missed the main part that makes the balloon the balloon itself. So yeah. So with that being said, that was just somebody coming to my channel to my, yeah, I know about PCs, this, that, and the other. All right, whatever. You know, most people who basically are going to talk about PCs, are going to talk about their modifications and all that stuff like that. I mean, like what kind of liquid cooling systems they installed in. Modifications for the more insane ones. Talk about modifications for the M2 solid state drives. They're liquid cooling for that. The more advanced guys at the end of the day are using beyond AIO liquid cooling systems. They're doing custom liquid cooling setups. Which I'm gonna do one of those one day. Those guys, that's amazing setups. They have the whole entire thing. They daisy chain the daylights out of those things, man. They got to run it from the hard drives into RAM, you know, into CPU, GPU, all that. I'm like, wow, they really daisy chains the daylights out of that. So that's pretty cool to watch those. But anyway, that's what that comes down to. So, you know, in a way, I know for those people who do this, you think you're fooling someone, but you're not. You literally just told on yourself that you don't know at the end of the day. Let's be truthful here. Come on now, don't get mad about it. Be truthful. You told on yourself. So, you know, when you come at me and saying I have older parts in my machine, you just told on yourself that you don't know jack. Because again, majority of most people who game on PC have older parts in their machines. 3050s, when I went to going to the hospital because I was having a problem with my chest of playing this game, which I should have never played to begin with. But anyway, when I was in the hospital, I was talking to the paramedic, and we were talking about, he saw in my, he asked me what did I do. Usually must be asking what I do. So I showed him, and he saw the PC sitting on his desk. He said, oh, what you got in there? And I explained it to him. He said, yeah, I got a build. I got a 3050. This is the person who is a paramedic. You know we got the money to go buy a 4090, 4070, 4060. You got a 3050 in there. I said, you got a 3050. Why did you choose a 3050? He said, what's all I need? Then that's all I need. I can game up for perfectly fine. I said, precisely. You can game up for perfectly fine. I'm thinking I'm picking one up myself. There you go. You don't need all that craziness. They take it to the extreme where they think you need like insane giant, all these crazy parts and stuff like that. For what? To play these games that require a 16 gigabytes of RAM? No. You don't need all that in there. I can build a PC right now that costs less than a console system, and I did it with the PS4. The PS4 came out, I built a PC that cost less than the PS4, and it was actually more performance than the PS4. I built one. And then later on, I turned it into a server for my PC for hosting games. Because we can do that. We can convert our systems over into servers and host games. All that cool stuff. And you have to change all that out. I had to get it, at the time, I had to get a TI connection, dedicated TI connection through Earthlink to do it. But anyway, yeah. So no, you don't. And now with the console systems today costing more and more money, it costs so much more money for a console system. And our new technology we got now that makes gaming look incredible. We don't need to. We're not required to pay that kind of money. I was going to go out and spend the money for a 76 RX 7600. And now, because of that technology over there, and what that thing looked like on a 1050, yeah, only thing I got to pay the money for now is an RX 580. That's all I need now. That's it. That's all I need. I can run anything I want, and the graphics will look absolutely insane because of that technology. That saves me a ton of money. My PC is going to cost me $431. That's it. And that includes, I'm going to have the Dell that I'm picking up for my modification build. I got that one, a good one too. On top of that, man. Let me see if I can find my Dell. I choose. I'm gonna be picking up. Oh, I got a good one too. I got a real good one. I had the 920s before. The 920. The 920 small form factor. So if it's a small form factor, that means that the motherboard is probably a baby. No, it's probably a baby or micro ATX board, which means that's good. They're like that small case I have, but it's a small board because this is basically a small form factor, which means that the motherboard is going to be smaller, which is great. I'm with that 100% on a smaller board. Hold on for a minute. Okay, I'm back. All right, so I have a Dell. I'm getting a Dell 9020, a small form factor PC. It's an i7 4770. More than what I need. These run i5s, by the way, over here. So that's more than enough than what I need. Let me see. Let's see. It has integrated HD, integrated graphics, 4600, 4K support. Also 32 gigs of RAM. And these have 16. And this is going to come with 32 from the door, 32. Now, if I want to basically throw some heat spreaders on there with some RGBs on it, yeah, I can knock that out, make it look pretty cool. Because the case I'm building, all my PC parts are open and displayed. I like them better that way. It comes with a terabyte of solid-state drive. Fantastic. So I can use a terabyte of solid-state drive for the system. And since it has SATA ports, which are 3.0, I can add an additional maybe 3 terabytes. If I'm going to go berserk, I can do 6 terabytes. Or I can do, if I do 5 terabytes, which again would be overkill, but 5 terabytes for each port, because we have the option that we don't want to use the solid state drive. This doesn't have an M2, and if it doesn't have an M2, there's actually a port that I can get to plug into there to add in a port for 4 M2 solid state drives. So we're going to go that way too, because it's a motherboard. You can do all kinds of stuff with it. That's the cool thing about it. So it gives you a chance to be able to modify what you want. So hard drive, not a problem. We can have fun with those. I plan to make an external hard drive stacking system that will allow me to plug multiple hard drives into my stack and use it for the ultimate giant memory bank system for this system. It's going to be insane. So I can drop a lot of stuff in there. All right, 32 gigabytes of RAM, 1 terabyte of solid state drive. Display ports, HDMI port, which we don't need because we're using a video card. Wi-Fi, which is fantastic because right now I use these Wi-Fi adapters we have over here. I want you to buy one of those. It's Bluetooth capabilities, so I can Bluetooth just by anything to it, so it'll be completely wireless. And it runs Windows 10 Pro, which is pretty much all I need, to tell you the truth, honestly. And that's pretty much it. I found out that the PCI Express is 16 times, so that is basically will run the graphic card that I need to run, which is the RX 580, and the 580 is going to cost me $100. So that costing me $100, and this system having everything in it. The only thing I have to change out of here is basically liquid. I have to put a liquid cooling system in. That's $50. That's $50 for a 360, which is actually broken down to around 320 millimeter fans for that. The power supply has to be taken out because the power supply needs are most likely 250, and they don't have a lot of ports on them anyway. So my power supply is going to cost me $35, and that's for 700 watts, which is more than enough because I think the RX 580 takes between 450 or 4 something, or 400 to 500 watts of power. So we'll go to that. We got 700 watts. So that's good enough. And let's see, liquid cooling system. Just need liquid cooling system. I got thermal paste, all that stuff here. So just for liquid cooling system, and what was I going to talk about? The power supply has to be changed out. Oh yeah, and I'm changing out the kill switches. So I'm removing the kill switches, and I'm putting in this detonator kill switches that you have to open at the top and hit. It's a nuclear switch. So we're doing that all together. I think I'm going to build a Fallout PC. Because it's got a nuclear switch on it, that's why. Might as well. And it's remote control too. It's actually wireless, which we're installing it, because this thing has Bluetooth on it, so I can actually link it to the Bluetooth. Yeah, the kill switch is going to be Bluetooth. Is that sick or what? It's just going to go, doop, takes off. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. I should do a mushroom cloud in the back of this thing. I got to attach a mushroom cloud to it. Oh, we're going to have to build a mushroom cloud. We're literally going to have to build one. If we do a Fallout, we need to do a mushroom cloud. A mushroom cloud is not hard to do. Basically, it's cotton. It's a cotton setup. Cotton light setup to give off a mushroom cloud effect. It's pretty cool to do. We're going to build one. And if you make, and keep in mind, if you're saying, well, it's cotton, you have LEDs running through this. This is going to cause a static effect. No, you get this anti-static spray. It kills it automatically from the door. That's how you really put thunderclouds near your PC, because you're spraying it over with an anti-static rejector or killer that doesn't allow it to basically affect the PC at all. I know all this stuff, man. I mod at the end of the day. I know all that stuff. The thing about it, this time around, when we build this PC, we're going to cut the boxes open first. I want to align all the boxes with some of that aluminum tape used for keeping temperature control. That's going to be really nice in there. Really nice. Definitely nice. Definitely really nice. So I'm definitely going to do that. I'm going to insulate the inside of all the boxes and stuff with that. That'll drop the temperature even colder. And I think for my fan system, I definitely want to put fans on the back of the motherboard. Do we need them? We don't need them. Technically, we don't, because it's open air PCs. But I do want to put them in the back. It's a cool look to them. And I can turn the motherboard into a nuclear power plant. That's what I'm going to do to them. I'm going to turn it into a nuclear power plant. That and the power supply are going to be nuclear power plant. So we're going to use some of those USB. I think I got them around here somewhere that have this kind of spiral energy look to it, like electricity unpulsing look to it. And we're going to basically channel it everywhere. So like it's connecting power everywhere through here, through the motherboard, which is going to be turned into a nuclear reactor. This is going to look cool. We got cockroaches. As a matter of fact, we got a roach. I got to go pick up another one now, because now he needs a friend. He needs a friend. Have you ever never met Ricky? This is Ricky. Ricky, this is everyone. This is my roach, Ricky. Hello, Ricky. Ricky the roach. He's actually quite huge. As you can see, he's basically been hit with some radiation. But of course, if it's radiation, he'd be much bigger than this. He'd be way bigger than this. He'd be the size of probably maybe about 2 skateboards. He'd be huge. But we're going to bring Ricky on with another friend, and he's going to be in our new PC build. So yeah, I think I am going to go with the Fallout. I think I'm going to do the Fallout. But I do want some music in there. So I can Bluetooth some speakers in there too. Play some music in there. All right. Okay, that's where we're going to go. We're going to go to Fallout. Hey, when is a new episode for Fallout supposed to be coming out anyway? I'm looking forward to that. Definitely looking forward to that. So we're going to do a mushroom cloud in the back. A nuclear reactor mushroom cloud in the back. That spills around the bottom of it. Oh yeah, this is going to be sick. All right, let me see. We're going to have to build a base for this. We're definitely going to need a base for it. Base is going to have to be sturdy. So to keep the box from sinking in, we're going to have to cut. Will that fit? I had to think about that. It should fit if we cut a base in it. Yeah, then you have to have the support for the base. We need the base to be a little bit wider, but I don't want it too big. I wanted to take up all this little bit of this. Because I love the way it goes. Definitely have to go around. Yeah, we're definitely going to slice. into the box a little bit. So this is good here, where we got this. But I'm definitely going to slice a little outside that box to get that part to drop in where it needs to fit. All right, so this is what we're going to do. You see how these are built. So what we're going to do here is we don't want this actually sitting this high up. It has to drop down some into that box. That's what we need to do. So we're going to take some smaller boxes and put a plank here and here. I'm going to cut so this drops into the box so it's not that high up, because I don't want it as high as those right there. But I do need a base platform to do some really cool designs on this. And I want to make sure when we put the mushroom cloud in the back, I want the rumbling from the explosion to be able to feed all the way from here. And I want that to be all done and that cotton display. That's how we're going to do it. That's definitely how we're going to do it. So definitely going to do a different cut for that. And that's interesting. These old trashy boxes are perfect because we still got to trash them. We got to peel some of this off and everything to give it more corrosion look to it before we paint it in. But we can do that paint job today too. We can do the whole paint job, everything in today. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm gonna build our case today. Yes. God is awesome. He already gave me the blueprints to send my head that fast. That's how amazing God is. Blueprints are already in my head to put this thing together. How amazing is that? God works fast. He does. He works fast. He works fast. I want a nice little platform here. Let's go. A nice little platform here. So we have to bring this out because this is where we're going to be putting our hard drive at. Where the heck is one of the boxes at? Our hard drive fits here. But the hard drive gets cut, and it's actually part of it's right in here. That's where it's at. These hard drives are actually inside the box right here. So it saves room. There's no room. The boxes don't stick out that far. Oh, yes. I'm happy, people. Happy. Believe what we do here angers people, makes them upset, makes them mad at us. Yep. Well, I look at it this way. That's the devil. It is. It's the devil. God's not angry at us for what we're doing. It's the devil that's mad at us. So just remember, when God has blessed you, and you got that person maybe in the office or maybe a neighbor or something like that, it's giving you a real evil, dirty look at the end of the day. You got to look at it, that's Satan giving you that look. You got to pray for that person at the end of the day. That's what you got to do. If they don't get themselves out of that tailspin, they already started. The devil's already started working on them. They don't get themselves out of that tailspin, what's going to happen next is not going to be something they're going to love. And they're not even going to enjoy it all, period. I told you, the devil's plan is to kill you. What do you think? He's going to basically invite you over for dinner at the end of the day. Say, hey, come over here for dinner. We're going to have a good time. I'm going to be your best friend. I'm never going to stab you in the back. Pfft, yeah, right. He's going to try to kill you. You're no good to him over here. I told you. In this world, you're no good to him. You're absolutely a waste of time for him in this world. He don't want you over here. He wants you over there with him. So he can basically torment you. That's what he wants at the end of the day. He knows once you're over there, you've lost your salvation. You're going to be in hell with him. You're going to burn in the lake of fire with him. You're going to be tormented with him. He knows this from the door. And that's why his job is to basically get you to mess up so badly that either he can kill you over here or get you in a situation where he can get you killed over here. That's what his job is. He's collecting. You know how you work hard at your job every single day to do the best at what you can do? Whether you're playing sports, whether you're working, whatever, you do the best you can do, right? Because you're proud of what you do. That's what he does. He puts that kind of ambition every single day into his job. And that's what he does. That's literally what you're dealing with. So that's why you got to put on the whole armor of God. The whole armor. Got to put the whole thing on. Because if you leave any area, any open crack area, he's going to find it. And he's going to exploit it. That's what he's going to do. That's why, excuse me, I know at the end of the day, we're going to make tons of money. I know we're going to be super rich. I know that from the door. But I also know at the end of the day, I already did this one already before. I made serious money when I was out in the streets, and the devil got in there, and I lost my way back to the church for a while, for almost a couple of years. And my life was miserable. It was absolutely miserable. No matter what I paid for, no matter what I bought, whatever, the happiness would be for a little bit, and it would diminish, be gone. And I would just feel that empty void of not being near the Lord. So I've been through that already before. So I'm good. So when we start making that serious money on that top level, I got agencies and places where I'm going to be pushing that money at where it needs to go. You know, these big businesses at the end of the day, when they reach a certain plateau, they pay less taxes. We're going to pay actually more taxes than everybody else, because at the end of the day, do you know where that money goes to? That money goes to help a lot of people out. So with that being said, we're going to pay more than everybody else. Because again, I know that money goes to places to help other people out. It's another way of us basically giving back to do more for other people. That's what we want to do. I'm not taking no tax breaks. If I get a tax break, say we donate something to give us a tax break. We take the tax break and we donate it. We don't need it. We don't need any of that, because God blesses everything we need. There's no greed there. When you greed and you chase the money and you don't chase God, then you're going to do deceitful things at the end of the day that are going to cause you to lose your salvation. When you chase God at the end, then you realize that all things come from God. At the end of the day, I love saying that's my favorite word. I know you got a shirt that says at the end of the day. You realize that you don't need to chase the money, because God has already provided everything you need. You don't got to chase it. And therefore, the devil ain't got something against you that he can use against you to destroy you. Somebody wanted me to sell it and say, hey, look, we're going to do so and so and so. And I know they do shiesty stuff, dirty stuff. But I know I can make more money with them. That's chasing that money. Devil's putting an offer on the table for you to take it. But if I knew I could take the long way, it may take me a while to get there. But at least I'm with the Lord. And with the Lord, I'm not going to go hungry. I'm not going to go through this. I'm not going to go through that. Even if you're going through a situation like that, remember, that's a trial and tribulation, which means the Lord is making you stronger to deal with what's coming next. He's making you stronger. He's building your faith to make you stronger. So that's how I see it. If something doesn't work out for me, it's because the Lord saw something I didn't see. I never fight it. I never do. If something doesn't work out, I back down and I let the Lord handle it. I put it in his hands. Because again, I may push forward and he may say, okay, here, I'll let you have it. And then you find out there's a cliff on the other end of that open door. Like, oh, man, I got to take a couple steps back on this one. He'll let you get it. But it'll also protect you in the same process. It's a learning experience at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, you have to basically give it all to God. At the end of the day, you got to put your trust in the Lord. Do not chase money at all, period. People say money is the root to all evil. Money is not evil. It's how you use it that makes it evil. You're going to have a richer man who donates his money to help other people out. You're going to have a richer man who takes his money and he embezzles, he cheats, he does whatever he can to steal as much as he can because he's obsessed with money. Like I said, it says in the Bible that it's easier for a camel to enter into the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to enter heaven. You know how insane that is for a saint? A camel can enter into the eye of a needle. Most of us can thread a needle, including me. I have a hard time doing that. But anyway, yeah, even with the 2020, I still have a problem. I miss every single time. I have no idea. Anyway, I get those big eye needles. They work better for me. But anyway, a camel can enter to the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to inherit the kingdom of heaven. You know how powerful a saying that is. But they're obsessed with their money. They made their money their God at the end of the day. They will not give it up. Devil got them. Got them that quick. And the devil will bring things in their lives to make their lives crazy and complicated. Very bad people will enter into their lives. Yep. So, it's like him out there fishing on a boat. Satan's out there fishing on a boat. Just casting his line out there, seeing what he can get. Sometimes he'll put money on the hook. Sometimes he'll put drugs on the hook. There's always something on the hook. He knows that we got a special set of fish here to take this particular lure, and this over here take a different lure of fish. He just knows what kind of bait you. He knows what kind of bait you, what kind of fish takes. This bait. He knows all your baits, all of it. And he'll put it on that line. He'll cast it out there, and right there in that section, he'll know that he'll catch somebody that loves money, and he'll reel you in. And once you get you in that boat, You're in his world at the end of the day. You got to find a way to get back to Jesus. Get out of that situation that you're in. Jump out of that boat, get back in that water. That's what he does. I know for a fact. So I'm not obsessed with money. I'm not. I'm not obsessed with it. I don't worry about. When when people sit there and say, "Well, you chose to live in," I love that garage. I love that garage more than anything in the world. I have all the houses that I was able to have in my life. I'm blessed to have beautiful big houses. I like that garage the most. It was freedom at the end of the day. Freedom to build it the way I want to build it. I'm still going to build me a garage like home. Still going to build one. I like to be to open up that door, bam, and just see all that beautiful greenery and scenery. Yeah, I like that. I did. I like the garage a lot. I really have. Yeah, I'll have it again. I'm gonna get my 200 acres. I'm gonna build me a garage just like that one. I want a garage built exactly like that one. I don't want nothing custom. I want to do it all, build it again from the ground up. That's what I want to do. I want to actually do all the work and everything. That's what I want to do. But I like the garage. Garage is nice. I still like the garage. There was definitely nothing in there. That's why I liked it. I'm that type of person. Most people will see themselves, if you lived in a garage, you would find it chaotic. Me, at the end of the day, no. My brain starts going off, and the Lord just said, this is how we're going to put it all together. And I get to listen to the Lord talk to me and tell me how to put it all together. I can put kitchen, bathroom in there, insulation, the whole 9 yards. Yeah, the Lord taught me all that information while I was in there. I learned so much in there. How to insulate a garage and basically, outside, inside, how to use all different kinds of liquid cement and all that stuff to be the sealed garage to make it completely airtight. We had a cricket problem when I first moved in there. A cricket problem. Crickets were so loud. And the Lord showed me how to use vinegar, lemon juice, and a little sugar, and it killed every single one of them. You didn't hear jack after that. Nothing. I sprayed it in the front yard. I sprayed it on the back. It was not it wasn't something that could harm the environment. It was safe around the stray cats in the neighborhood, and it acted as a deterrent unit where the crickets wouldn't even come near the yard. That's why the yard was so quiet. The Lord will show you how to do all that. Any problem you had, the Lord will show you how to do it. Show me how to design a makeshift plumbing system. That's why I found out about the tankless heaters and all that stuff, and filtration systems and all that stuff. I learned all that from God on how to modify an area and make it livable. How to run it all completely power efficiency so I don't have to pay any bills whatsoever. All that information, all that knowledge. All knowledge comes from God. So any situation you find yourself in, God will give you the blueprints how to put it together. Look at Noah and the ark. He built an ark. And this thing was huge, by the way. Can you imagine the blueprints he gave him how to build an entire ark? So much more God can give you the information to build anything your heart desires. As long as it's within his will, you can get it done. So when I dropped in that environment, I saw it. When I first walked in, I saw the blessing and all the information he was telling me. The mistake I made was sometimes you can't let your right hand know what your left hand's doing. You ever heard that saying before? Because some things you can't talk about. I was happy about being there. I really liked it because it gave me an area that I would have to work with my hands. Not having the luxuries there is not what I want at the end of the day. I don't want the luxuries. That's what I enjoyed about it so much, because the luxuries weren't there. I had to put those luxuries in. I had to do it with my own hands. That's what I enjoy. I enjoy the build. But to these people, these naysayers at the end of the day, who felt that I was suffering, that I was basically broke, that I didn't have any money because I moved into a garage. I had all these different houses. My life must be crashing in, and the Lord must be punishing me and all that stuff. You misspoke. This is why I say it. Be careful what you say from your mouth, because the very thing that you wish upon another can happen to you. They're in a really bad. Put it this way. And they think I'm saying this to scare them. The charges and the things we have on you is extremely bad. And some of you will end up, if God doesn't change it, spending the rest of your life in the prison system. It's bad. Some of those charges we got at the end of the day carry very serious charges. And mind you, keep in mind, you attacked a Christian at the end of the day. So if I go before my Lord and I ask him for justice, what do you think my Lord's going to do? He's going to give me justice. So it doesn't make a difference where you go on this planet. You can go anywhere you want. God knows where you lay your head. He knows how many times you're going to breathe in that day. How many times you're going to sneeze. How many times you're going to cough. How many times your eyes are going to blink. He can count all that. So where can you go? You can't go anywhere. There's no place to go. God's going to seek you out. In the Bible, the Lord will seek out your enemies and find them to bring them to judgment. There's no place to go. The only thing that you have by the Lord is his mercy. That's what you have. But you still are going to have to face what you did. Did I get away with any of that stuff? No. I had to go through the system. I had to. I couldn't become a Christian man and knowing I committed these crimes. God would have forgave me these crimes, but I still had to do what had to be done. You had two laws you got to follow. One with man on this planet and one with God. And I had to serve that time because I had to basically justify what I did on the law of the land. No Christian is above the law. I still had to honor and serve the time that needed to be served on this land in order for me to be clean and justified with God. So I couldn't just say, okay, I'm a Christian, I'm just going to be on the run. That would have been wrong. That would have been a sin. So I went and did my time. You're going to have to go through the same process. But hopefully in this process that you go through, that you basically take the side of the Lord and not the side of the devil, because the devil will come for what he put the time in, invested in to get you to do what he needed you to do so he can collect you. He is going to come get his investment. The Lord will also be there also too to tell you, do not listen to him at all, because his road is destruction. Look at the stuff he's done to you already. You don't listen, he's going to collect. And he is definitely going to bring someone in your life to collect what belongs to him. I guarantee you. Keep on playing that game. See, what you have to understand is that the demon that you allowed to talk and tell you to do bad things already knew from the door he couldn't touch me. He knew it. And we know we can't touch that Christian over there. But I can get them to do stuff against them to get them in trouble so I can get them in a position where I can try to kill them. And that's what he did. He got you to do dumb stuff. Did anything that you did against me disrupt my business? Did it take anything from me? You know why you couldn't take anything from me? Because I serve God. Are you more powerful than God? Are you stronger than God? No, you're not. But since you're not strong or more powerful than God, whatever the Lord sets out for his servants at the end of the day, the devil can't take. And anyone being used by the devil can't take. So you can't do anything at all, period. And even the devil knows this himself. But you don't know this because you're blinded by Satan in anger. And he knows this. And he's going to use that to his advantage point to get you off this earth as fast as possible. Because the faster he gets you off this earth, that means that if he can get you into the next life where he's at, your salvation is over. And he has you 100%. So he's going to do whatever he does in that timeline day to try to kill you. Because you're no good alive over here tonight. Being alive, you breathing right now, means at the end of the day that you may walk down the street and you may bump into somebody and they may start talking about the Lord, and bam, right there then you start opening up your heart. You become a Christian, man, like, oh man, I lost him that quick. I just had him so close, like Satan in that fishing boat. He had you, he's reeling you in. He's reeling you in, but sometimes somebody came up and started having this fish kind of bumped into you and threw you off course, and you turn around and you start having this conversation, and this fish could be God sent. The Lord warning you what's in that boat and what's on that hook. Don't go near it. You hear it in your head when the Lord tells you to do right. Don't go near it. And Satan's throwing that hook out there every time he's fishing. Don't go near it. Leave that hook alone. Go elsewhere. Some of you catch the hook and he brings you into that boat. Some of you are blessed to get out of that boat, and some people are not. So when that decision, when that time comes, and it will come, you have to make your decision. Who you follow. Now, if you follow the devil, You may go through some torment, and what does it mean? God's gonna give up on you? No, God's not gonna give up on you. He's not that type of person. He give up on me, and I tried everything and destructive thing on the face of the planet, and he didn't give up on me. I'm here. I'm talking about Jesus. So right there, it tells you right from the door, he's not a Lord that gives up on you. He doesn't. But sometimes, at the end of the day, sometimes that mercy is not extended forever either. So you got to think about that too. If you think you can go out there and carry on, do what you want to do, and this, that, and the other, and God's going to keep extending that mercy, that might not happen either. You got to remember, Satan, imagine the worst insane pit bull you can ever think of. A crazy looking beast in the day. It's tied to a chain. He just wants to tear your flesh apart. That's what he wants to do. He wants to get off that chain. He wants to dig his teeth into you, shake you around, destroy you. He can only do so much because the Lord has him on that chain. And every time you walk past that fence, he's just giving me that look like, man, you're lucky that chain is not, it's on me right now. You're lucky, because if I could get off this chain, I'll kill you. Every day gives you that look. Every single day. The reason why you want to stay in God's grace, because imagine if the Lord decided to turn his back on you, or if he decided to let that leash pop, the devil will pounce on you in a hot second and think nothing of it. He'll kill all of us. If he had the ability, he'd kill all of us in a hot second. The devil worshippers at the end of the day who believe, I had one of them send me some satanic nonsense. I guess it scared me. I don't know why I would be scared of the devil, and I don't get that one. But anyway, who try to send 666 over and stuff like that, and try to, I don't know, scare me. Let me explain something to you who you serve. You think the devil at the end of the day has your back. I'm gonna explain something to you. He hates your guts. He can't stand you. He can't wait for the day he could figure out a way how to get you to kill yourself, or base at the end of the day get someone to kill you. He hates you. He can't stand you. You know why? Because you're a product of God. That's why. The devil make you. It didn't. Who made you? God made you, right? So you came from Adam and Eve. You came from Adam. So you're made from the primal dust, right? So that means that your soul that you have in your body at the end of the day belongs to God. You can't sell your soul. You know why you can't sell your soul to the devil? Because it was never his to begin with. It was always God. That soul will go back to God. That's a lie that the devil will tell you, hey, sell your soul to me at the end of the day. You can have everything you want. No. That belongs to God. That's the same thing when the devil took Jesus on the top of a hill and said, hey, bow and worship me. You can have all that you want. That is God. Everything up there belongs to God. The entire planet is God. The universe, everything is already. You want me to bow to you on something I already own? There you go. So he knows the soul belongs to God. But he'll trick you and tell you that, hey, give it to me. It ain't going to him. It's going back to God. You're going back to the dust. And you go over to judgment. That's it. But he knows he can trick you, make you think that. So you think you're serving somebody that's giving you power at the end of the day. The person that you are, or beast or demon that you are serving at the end of the day, hates your guts. And he can't wait to kill you. Because every time he looks at you, he sees a product of God. That's what he sees. The devil can't make a life. He doesn't have that ability at all, period. God has that ability. So you are made in the image of God. So every time he sees you, he sees God. He hates you. And he can't wait till he can figure out some kind of way to get you in a situation where he can murder you, get you killed, whatever can happen at the end of the day. Something to get you off this earth so he can get you into his world. That's what I tell devil worshippers at the end of the day. Got that symbol and pentagram on your arm, huh? Yeah. Why would you put a pentagram for somebody on your arm that hates your guts, that can't stand you, that's looking for a way to kill you? Yeah. Think about that. When you think that the devil is giving you power, maybe not. He's tricking you at the end of the day, making you think he's giving you power. He's figuring out a way how to kill you, get you off this earth as fast as he can. You can't run the risk. You can't run the risk if you bumping into one of those angels at the end of the day. Scares him to death. I bump into one of those angels. He changed his mind. This man will become a Christian. Yes, you know, he'll be talking about At the end of the day, how he was a devil worship and he became a Christian, now he's a true leader of God. That's an enemy against me. I can't have that. There you go. Now, can these people be saved that did this crazy stuff at the end of the day? Yeah, they be saved. They can be saved. They become men of God. They can. Sometimes you have to go through all that. Maybe it's a calling. That's when mine came out. It's a calling. For me to go through all that, it was a calling of God to see Him. Now, maybe you're understanding how it is. For me, the Lord has given me instructions how to put this together. I think I'm going to keep the nuclear button away from the PC. I definitely want to add a disc. It's wireless anyway. I can put it anywhere I want, so that'd be pretty cool. It doesn't make a difference if the boxes are raggedy, because we do need raggedy boxes. But I'm trying to see if I put this here. This has to be enough for the hard drive. I mean, I'm still going to have to slice the box. So I'm going to have to slice the box here and here to drop this down. And then here, cut it here to drop it in, because it has to drop downward. And we have to put the smaller boxes down there to catch the boxes. So yeah, it's a good distance now. It'll give it a nice sturdy look to it. And we'll glue everything together with the base. And that way, in the back, when we put in the nuclear mushroom cloud, which is actually going to have a chasing system, because we need it to build up a huge mushroom cloud here. It's going to funnel down here, and then the reaction of the explosion is going to pull around to the front. That's going to be freaking sick. I'm going to do something pretty cool with this. Alright. I'm happy with our design here. I can see it already in my head. I got to find my knife sharpener so I can basically go in and sharpen my blade. But it does make a difference if it's raggy or not, because it's going to be a whatchamacallit. We're going to do the corrosion job today too on top of that. Which again, I got to get that corrosion color just right. It's irking me just trying to get that color just right. It's like that copper penny kind of corrosion look. That's what I need badly. But we'll get it. It's kind of a tea-ish, like a tea-ish blue or something. It's weird. Strange color. I've been up there looking at pipes, like staring at buildings. I think I'm kind of crazy looking at a building. There's some older ones in here that had that corrosion. I'm just staring at it, taking pictures of it. Definitely got to put some speakers in here. Don't want to play the song "The World on Fire." Definitely. Let me see what we got here. Okie dokie. That's what I'm talking about. We already got the boxes here to do this. These boxes are raggedy boxes, but we got to have them raggedy. That's how we're going to get our corrosion look. We get to do a dry paint job on here, which we're going to definitely need. Alright, so this has to be enough for the box to fit for our hard drive. It's going to fit right there. That's going to fit in there. It's going to slide back in here. That's how we put them in. Ink pen. Alright. So let's bring you guys up a little higher. So we'll start a little work here. And so let me know where everything needs to be at. I got to pick up some duct tape so I can just rip this off, tear it off. I want to give it an old kind of corrosion look to it. And I'm definitely going to get some more cockroaches. We need a few of these. We need a couple of these. So this family's about to expand because we need giant cockroaches. And that's for there. and there for that. There, and that's going to fit here. All right. Got to go to storage today too. I got to drop off a few things in the storage unit. Definitely going to have to reinforce the structure a little better. Oh yeah, I forgot this is going to drop through. It's going to go up through, that's why. Let me see what we got for the back. All right. Now we're going to build a mushroom cloud separately. It's going to be a cotton effect system for the mushroom cloud, and we do have to do a little painting on it. So we have to basically going to use a kind of a, we could do a clear coat painting on it. But it does have to be painted up to give it that kind of rumble effect. Those clouds have the kind of black and kind of bright orange and stuff like that. So we have to make it like a real actual nuclear explosion going off. And we're going to use a, I think I can use delay switches for that. No, because whatchamacallit would do the same thing. Chasers would do the same thing. They'll give off that effect. With an actual real mushroom cloud. It goes off on here. And again, we're building this PC for cheap. Nothing expensive. Cheap build. So you don't have to have those parts. Now, I'm not going to be trying to change. Like I said, I'm trying to do better. I'm constantly working on myself to be a better Christian. I am. I'm working on myself to be a better Christian every day. I'm trying my best. And that's no Christian at the end of the day is perfect. And they're not going to be perfect. That's virtually impossible. It's a constant job of working on ourselves. So, naysayers, I'm not going to call you stupid anymore because that's wrong. So I'm not calling it anymore because that's wrong. I'm going to say just you're wrong. That's it. I'm still going to call you a naysayer because you say no. But I'm not going to call you stupid because that's wrong. You know, that's how we learn at the end of the day. And me, if you don't know, the best thing to do is to teach you and show you how it's done. You know, I got plenty of people who taught me stuff at the end of the day. They could have called me stupid. But they didn't. So you just don't know. I'm going to teach you how to do this. And I'm going to teach you how to do that. Now, we definitely got to have some overgrown veggie life. Because I've been trying, I want to do overgrown vegetable with flowers and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So, we definitely need to get a plant and need to paint it. I have been talking about doing that for a while. And I haven't. As a matter of fact, I want to do a flower arrangement that glows in the dark. Which is pretty cool with the marbles and stuff. I did one for my sister. She liked it. So, we're going to do some of that. And also, too, I got an idea for making a cube that pretty much levitates, a levitating cube. These are like desk decorations you want to do for your desk if you want to do something different. I call it cyberpunk art. I like cyberpunk. I'm a big fan of cyberpunk. If you don't know that, I like everything about that futuristic world with the neon. I freaking love neon. Neon for me is therapeutic. It is. I love neon. Taco likes neon. He loves neon. I'll find him face first sleeping over top of blue light all the time. I cover him up because, you know, I thought they would hurt his eyes. But he literally removed the covers and he likes that blue. I don't know if it relaxes him or whatever it does. But that's what it does. He likes the blue. Taco, right? Taco said, I'm all about the blue. I'm all about the blue. All right, so we got that cut in right nicely. Right there. Of course, we have to go up and we have to pick up what we like to pick up. Glue. I've used so much glue. I burnt my fingertip so much I don't even feel it. The pinky on the other hand still hurts. I don't know why. I don't know why. Maybe it's more sensitive than the pinky. I don't know. Who even knows? Now this is where the hard drive is going to be at. So we're going to put our hard drive right here. This is how we build these. Hard drive goes on the side. It fits right in there. And the fan we're going to put at the top. So our fan's going to be a little wide because we're going to be doing a 360 unit. So we're going to build a scaffold system that connects to it. So that's going to be pretty cool. So where's this PC going to go? Actually, we're going to remove this out of here. And we're going to put this over here instead. The wall PC has to be thinner. I was on a forum site and the guy was like, nope, they did it wrong. And I was like, what you mean? It's still on the wall. He said, no, it has to be flat. It has to be on a flat board. That's how it has to be done. I said, oh. So see how these are done? I go, yeah. He said, it has to be on a flat board. I was like, okie dokie. I'll go back to the drawing board. See, at the end of the day, I won't get mad at this guy. Sit at the end of the day, oh, you're not, you're talking about this, and I'm going to build it my way. No, he's already shown me. It's like, it has to be done that way. It has to be flat. And I was like, okay, I got you. So I got to go out and get a piece of cardboard, the carpet cardboard, like the little thick ones, like that, but that thick, or I think about that thick right there, and do it. So I'm going to do it that way. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to put the screen on mine. Can you imagine if the whole thing was in plexiglass? How sick that would be. Well, that'd be a beast. We don't have one on plexiglass. See, now there we go. I'm on a different level now. I'm thinking about basically now putting a wall PC in plexiglass. We could do a circuit board on the other side. That'd be sick. Like 2 pieces of plexiglass together with a circuit board. We basically have to make it so we can get access to the circuit board. But that'd be sick. All right, we're at another level with that one. That's another piece we got to build. See what I mean? And we can build it cheap. Cheap, because we don't require any expensive parts because of the screen now. See what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. I still would have mod console. They dropped the price on that PS5. I'm gonna get it and mod it out. I'm still gonna do my Incredible Hulk on Xbox. Definitely gonna do that. I got a great big huge green Hulk. Gotta do something with it. I'll take out the Xbox and have it holding the parts. It'll be pretty cool. All right, so we're gonna put in our part we need here for our hard drive. So our hard drive is gonna fit right in here. So we mark that off, and then we know the hard drive goes there. Now, explain something to people at the end of the day who feel that you're going to do something evil to me because I'm working on these boxes, and if the Lord felt that anything that I was doing here was wrong, I wouldn't be doing this at all, period. That's the part you got to understand. If anything I'm doing here is wrong, the Lord never leads his Christian down the wrong path. Especially for Mr. Williams, who calls himself a man of God at the end of the day. And you know the things you're doing are darn wrong at the end of the day because you were not a man of God. Don't own a church. You do not have a clergy ID. You don't have any doctrine of any biblical studies whatsoever. And yet you're taking money from people. And that's wrong. But you'll have to answer for all that in this life and the next life. But he's been sending me threats, telling me at the end of the day that he's going to get me locked up and reported, and so. Well, the Lord never, if you know anything about the Lord never leads anyone down the wrong path. Never. He never does that. That's why we trust him. Devil leads you down the wrong path. If he felt that this was wrong, I would not be doing it. I pray on everything that I do. So if he felt that said, hey, this is wrong, going to go another way about this, he would have told me. There you go. And why would he bless me to be able to do all this amazing, cool stuff that we give all glory to God if I was doing it wrong? That comes from you using the devil to try to scare me. It doesn't work, buddy. It doesn't work. So I rebuke you. All right, so we're going to come in here and we're going to cut our box in. I'm literally going to invest in Sharpies. I do got to invest in some Sharpies. It's crazy because we weren't even talking about building a PC and this just popped up, right? 120 millimeter fan. But you have to remember when you drop this thing in, you have to make sure the fan is sitting out here because you don't want it too far where you put it, if you put this too far in, you may not be able to fit your fan in. So it has to fit just right as we got it sitting right there. I got to finish this fill out on this one. This one still requires a light system for it a trace system runs through it, and it does require to have some of this spilling out. We use caulking for that, and I have a glow in the dark like it's dripping down the side. So I might get that one done today too, and order the glow in the darks for that. All right, where's the big boy at? Where's my knife at? I need to find one of those fallout bombs. I'm going to crash one into the side of the PC. Definitely going to do that. That'll look pretty cool. We can make our stickers. I showed you how to make your own stickers for your gaming setup. But we'll show you how to do it again. Cut her nicely here. Ooh, got the mint one there. Try to sharpen this thing up. Life is a learning experience. Yep, you learn as you go. You know, looking at that, I was thinking I should just make an NES one day, an NES, or the NES is plugged in the front. We make an NES case one day. That'd be cool. So there we go. We have that part there, and we have everything that fits there. So actually, that fits back here. This is the back piece that fits here, and it comes over the side there. And then this part, which is where my box at? Over here. This part right here is going to fit right here. So we bring it up a little bit. So we got our markings at right there. It'll fit right there. And that piece will fit right there. And now we got a hard drive case already put in. It fits halfway inside of there. So what we got to do is we get a pen and we'll mark off the side or how far that goes into the box. So that way we don't make the mistake of basically putting our fan too far out. So we'll mark it here. This is as far as we can go with the fan when we cut it in the circle right here. This is where our system's going to sit here. But thinking about with this, I may put a little bit of airflow system right there. Would be nice. So let me see for a minute. That's one right there. So this is where it would be right here and here. So it would be most likely right in this little section right there. Right there. There's a circle there. They're going to ask me how to draw a circle, but I don't even know half the time how I do that. So that's going to be airflow for this. And let me see. Well, that box is actually good size, so we can actually put another circle right there too. Right here. There we go. We got two circles for that one. We got airflow because we're going to do our intake fan and it's going to push air through the entire box. And let's see, since we are going to be doing a kind of a nuke design, we're definitely going to need a ports here. This is the front of the box, which is going to require ports. Alright, so this is where we get to cutting all the ports out in here. Can't put it together yet because I don't have anything yet to put it together yet, but I haven't gone out yet. I came in to take care of some business, but I didn't pick anything up because, again, I come here early, there's nothing open. Let me see. We'll be going back out again. Alright, so that's going to fit here. This is 120 millimeter fan there. So let me see. We got a dummy hard drive here to show you how that's going to fit in there. It's a dummy drive. What do you have on here for hard? Ooh, 250 gigabytes. Yeah. I don't know what to do with that. The main reason why we put everything up so we can find stuff. Then I'll literally lose stuff. Put anything up. I made so many different templates for the power supply. It is not even funny on how many of those I've actually made and lost. I'll show you how to make an easy one. I'll keep showing you how to make an easy one. I'll put them together. I wasn't planning to build this thing, but I think I had things laying around that I could get access to. Never did. Yeah, we have to put a pipe system to on top of that. These are the size of 80 millimeters. And really smart enough to put everything back. The boy means it. This right here is 120 millimeter fan, which we're going to use to show you. Now we're not going to use that one, of course. This is 180. This is 80 millimeter fan. And perfect template, so I keep using this. Never put them up. Story of my life. The templates up. So if you don't use them, you got them. Need them, you can get them. Nope. I basically put them in the really easy pockets. I think you can use this instead. This will definitely work. The lid exactly the same height. Watch I find it later on. Watch I find it. Watch I find it in the dumbest place ever. But I could have stuck it at my gee whiz. It was right there the entire time. Couldn't have used it. But, you know, we can use this for the time being. It's no biggie. We do stuff anyway all the time, so. Alright. Let's just get this one. We can use this right here. I'm constantly using these templates all the time. I literally got to find me something I stick all my templates in, and I can find stuff in. And then I'll definitely lose the box that the templates are in, because I do stuff like that. I mean, I literally lost the box that the templates are in. Alright. So let's take this out first. Let's get the hard drive done. So, right here, this would be on which side we have. It's going to fit right there nicely, just like that. Just like that. They're the same size, too. It's kind of crazy. Isn't that kind of weird? The containers you get to drink out of, they're the same size as a 120 millimeter fan, and the inside of a tape, their tape for roll is the same size as an 80 millimeter. Exactly is the same size as an 80 millimeter. Is that crazy or what? I was kind of looking around at measurements. I'm like, this is insane. Like these boards right here, these boxes are 12 inches. At 12 inches, they can fit a full-size ATX motherboard. And yet, if you get a graphic card that's 11 inches, it still would fit on the same box too with no problem whatsoever. Which is crazy on the sizes. But it's like, did they know they were doing this? Of course, we got to cut wires and stuff for the back. The mushroom cloud is going to be pretty cool. It's going to be on a separate piece. We can connect it onto the back of it. And we're going to do a cool mushroom cloud. So that means I got to research a lot of mushroom clouds to see how we can get this thing to look. Alright, let me see. So we need to cut a hole in this. Where's the knife at? Oh, it's right there. Yeah. I'll tell you, if my hair wasn't on correctly, I would lose it. Definitely. Oh, we definitely got to cut a port for this, right? So we'll need a port. We'll leave it flat here, and we'll cut it here. This is so we can slap our hard drive in there. It should fit about right there. Now, if you make sure your hard drive doesn't do any rattling around in there, you get those cushion support legs, and that will keep it from bouncing all over the place in there. And I like to use a little tab system where we take some double-sided Velcro, put a piece of cardboard right in here, put the tab here and here, and you can slide it in and out. You can also make your little slabs on the side. We'll actually need air to get to that anyway. But anyway, different ways you can do it. And then for the front of here, I definitely want to put in a smaller port so we can have some proper airflow on the other side. Wait, make sure you're past that line. Are we past the line here? Let me see, the line is here. This is where the line's at. It's here, so the line would hit about right there. Ooh, that'd be a little too close. I feel better if it was here. I feel better if it was there. Alright, cool. Alright, we'll start off with this one first. This is for airflow duct. Got proper airflow pushing through this thing. Done. Now we'll get this side over here finished. This is for the big fan. Now we're going to do a paint job on our roaches, of course, because, you know, they are radioactive roaches, so we got to bring them to life. Let's do a detailed paint job on them. Give them more of a aged look to them, but also too so they glow in the dark. Because our roaches, full of radiation. I find it interesting that the cockroach will survive a nuclear fallout. Isn't that crazy? A cockroach that eats crap all day long will survive a blast. That's why I like them Fallout. They made them huge in Fallout. Yet they didn't show enough of them. They really, in the series, they didn't show enough of those giant cockroaches. I want to see more of them. And they're kind of jacked up too, because when the girl was out there lighting up a fire to keep warm, it literally attracts these things. The light, of course, when you turn the lights on, cockroaches run. But these actually attracted to the light, so she can have the lights on. So you don't know what the freak is creeping around in the dark. So you're down if you do and down if you don't. But they didn't show enough of those cockroaches. They should have showed more of those cockroaches. They're huge. Kind of reminds me of the spider scorpions. Those things were gigantic. I hated those things so much. It's creepiest looking bug I've ever seen in my life. Spider scorpions. Metro had those things in there. Oh, I hated those things. You know, I went through that basement area where you had to find some kind of fuse switch down there, but I didn't realize on the side of the button was a flashlight, which I didn't know. And I actually walked through that whole area down there in the dark. Found the switch though, but when I had to do it again and I was running from something, I hit the button, the switch came out, I was like, that would have helped. I couldn't stand a freaking spider scorpion. Those things are nasty looking. That and those tickers on freaking Gears of War, they were also nasty looking too. Alright, now we're going to cut a bay in here so we can slide our hard drive in and out. Where is Taco? Taco's in the biscuit factory. He's chilling in there now. Now he doesn't want to hang out in the, he doesn't want to hang out anymore underneath the screen. Now he's in his biscuit factory over there, making fresh biscuits daily, every day. That's the Taco motto. Alright, so we got our bay in there. And we're definitely going to need scissors for this. I actually found my scissors. You gotta never find these things, or use them, because that's the tab that goes there. We're going to clean up a little bit. There we go. Nice and clean. Intake fan. Big fan. Hard drive slot. Alright, so that's cool. Got that part done. That's finished. I'm going to have to get access to here and to here. So we're going to need an access door. We're running wires because we got a nuclear reactor going off on this side. Explosion. We're definitely going to need that. And where's the ink pen? Nowhere to be found. That's what we do. We do her stuff. We've got a habit of setting stuff down all the time and loosening stuff. I'll take the wide way on this one. So this will be right here and here. And see. Or here. This allows me to get cords access here. And cords access there. And touch that. Plenty of air. Flow. Now we line it here. And we'll put the line here. Are we going to be perfectly even with this? No, probably not. We'll start it there. That way. Take our box here. Where is the box at? We're going to keep losing this thing. Oh, over here. Line up our boxes here. We have so we got our lines in. We've got our lines. We know where everything's at. There's a line right there. Let's show where that's going to be at. Air ducts will connect to this. And then here where this line is at is where we have the circles at that we know. Right there. So we got to put the second circles there. It has to be there. This is where it starts off. To line up with that. See if this works or not. If we do it this way. So Easy way to do it without a tape measure. Now we're going to get the other side still on top of that. Alright. The circle has to be in the center of these two squares here in order to line up. Hopefully this works. There we go. Here. Ports on this side. So we got the lines here, the lines here. Let's see where this goes. I think we're going to be perfect. Even lining up the circles, I don't know about that. But at least we come close. As long as I get that line through, that's all that matters. Honestly, tell you truthfully, I could if I did it this way. How it could be closer if I did it this way. Right, perfect. Now, I really can't do much with the front because I don't know how big the Dell motherboard's going to be. I either have to have that PC here or get an idea of basically, I can find out. I just basically go online, get the schematics on basically how big the board is, and I can go from there and measure it where it has to be from here. And I can put my other ports in. I don't want a port slamming into stuff. And I do have to bring the board out a little farther out. For my board, my signature for my boards, they actually come a little farther out. So I do them a little farther out. And then we can put a nice caution tape around that too, like a design around that. Alright, so we have here and here. So let's see if we meet up there. I know the boards I can come all the way over here. That's virtually impossible. So I can put a slot there, right there for my power cords and all that stuff to push through. Let me see. Can you not go through? Oh, it should go through. Should no problem. If you turn it that way, it should go through. Let's see. Alright, so power supply is going to sit where? Power supply is going to be here. It's going to push up from here. Alright, I do it along cable run because I want to do something crazy with the cable. That's why I got it way up here. I want to run the cable around. I could put it down there, but the power supply has to be here. We do know that for a fact that power supply has to be there. Since the motherboard is going to be off the board, I can actually put it over the power supply easily. So, how do we get the power supply measurements? So, we do need a piece of paper to do it. Alright. So, interesting about the power supplies. We're getting the same power supply we have here, because it's 700 watts. So, if you fold a piece of paper in half, again, weird, interesting measurements. Our power supply we have here basically is the same size as a folded sheet of paper. It is literally the same size. It's a folded sheet of paper from side to side. It's the same size, which is crazy. It is. See, watch this. See? Exact same size. From here to here, it's the exact same size as a folded piece of paper. So, knowing that, you just have to fold it to the size to fit the power supply. So this is the size here, from here to here. How much of that we gotta fold? And watch, I lose this template too. I always do lose the templates. Get this out of the way. And we literally got it perfectly, which I shouldn't be doing that. That's dangerous, but you got it fitting perfectly. If you can see right there, it fits perfectly to the power supply. This will be the size. I've made these dozens of times, so kind of used to them. All right, so the power supply is fitting this way. If it fits this way, that means the cord itself is coming this way. All right, so this is what we're going to do for our power supply here. This is the way we want to attach it in. Now, because we're bringing part of the case downward, part of the power supply is going to be inside of the case a little bit. And this is, we're going to do something pretty cool for that. So that has another compartment for that. So this right here is going to be for the power supply. Where in Dickens is that pen? Oh, here we go. So here, and this part right here, I'm going to extend it to this part right here. And then you want to make sure you cut, make sure you got this straight. You want to make sure you cut down this side right here. Cut this off. You don't want to remove that. So you definitely want to cut it along here, but you don't want to cut down here, because you need a little shelf to put the power supply on. And you're going to cut here, down on this side, and along here. So you need a little shelf area for it to fit in there. So let's get to that real quick. Get that done. I had to be somewhere, so getting two things done this connection. I wasn't planning to build a case on here, but now might as well, since we started talking about it. And Lord put the blueprints in my head, and I say, hey, that's a fantastic idea. We're definitely going to be putting that together. So and the cardboard builds are fantastic because, again, you can build it any way you want to build it. It allows you to think outside the box. I like saying when we're actually working on a box. So it allows you to think outside the box, and you can build it any way you want. You can do this for console if you basically are into modifying your console. You put your console inside of a box system set up. Like if I would put my console system in the actual box it came from and mod that out. That'd be crazy. That'd be a case that no one else has. Well, yeah, they would have it, but you can still mod it the way you want it. That's what I would do. Now, for those people who think that I think that console sucks at the end of the day, no, it doesn't suck. It's just that for the money they're charging you for these machines, you should now be able to do pretty much whatever you want to do in there. That's why. You're paying a lot of money for a machine. That's $800. A lot of money for a machine. You should be able to do what you want to do in there. They should. If they want to inch you closer and closer to PC, then they got to start treating it like PC. I'm going to say console sucks. I have a PS4. I love my PS4. And people get mad at me. Console gamers literally get mad at me for owning a PS4. You got to update. You got to update. Well, technically, you got to update because you're going to PC pretty soon. And you're going to have to basically know how to modify and work your parts. So, you know, I can do both. So, I'm good on that 100%. But I like my old console, I do, and I don't see the reason for ever getting rid of it, ever. I still pay for my subscription costs on my old console. Matter of fact, I'm playing a game on there, some kind of crazy game I got on there right now I'm playing. It's pretty cool. They're actually a ball. It's the city of... I know what kind of stand. It's going to sound kind of jacked up when I say it. Well, that's what it is. I'll show you the game today. I love it. You know? So, I still got to get back to my freaking Assassin's Creed games on it, too. At Unity. I love freaking Unity. But anyway, I like my old console system. I still play on a Dreamcast. I still play on a GameCube. I got an Atari 2600. I still game on that from time to time. Yeah. So I play on everything. At the end of the day, you know, this whole fanboy nonsense about which system's better and this, that, and the other, and all this stuff, man. At the end of the day, the fact that the government came in one day and said, hey, we're banning all games. You'd be surprised on how PC gamers and retro gamers and ultra retro gamers and all that stuff would all band together as one to basically unify to keep that from happening. Because at the end of the day, we're all gamers. But that's what gamers are going to do. Gamers are going to basically talk about each other's parts at the end of the day and this, that, and the other, and so forth and so forth. I don't see it much with PC. I really don't. When I had Elitist set up, I never went over to another PC and said, hey, your parts are outdated and this, that, and the other. Why would you even game with that? Blah, 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 blah. I couldn't care less at the end of the day. I was just kind of curious how he got the rig to work. Like, how much did he spend on it? And that got me kind of curious now. Like, man, can I build me a rig that cheap and get it to run on that level? Yeah. It's a challenge. We look at it as a challenge. Like, you got what to run? Really? Like, how the freak did you do that? Because we're all about modifications, man. Are you kidding me? You getting that many frames off of that? Like, what are you running? Yeah, we're fascinated by that stuff. And then for some of the PC gamers PC people are getting into it. I'm not worried about that. The PC that are getting into it, and they feel that they need heavy parts. That's one of the biggest mistakes noobs will make. They think they need bigger, heavy parts, and then they find that they can build machines that are using much cheaper parts at the end of the day. Still get that satisfaction at the end of the day. So, you know, it's a learning process at the end of the day. The thing about it with consoles, they do brag. And the thing about it is, you all have the same console. Literally. Only difference is hard drive. That's it. But technically, you all have the same hard drive. PC is not so. You can have 8 people in the room. All of them have different machines. And it's rare you have someone that has the exact same identical build as another person. They may have the same parts in there from something, but not the same identical system. That's really rare to find somebody who literally has the same machines, otherwise it's exactly identical built. Like, unless you bought it, that's the only way. But you say you built it, yeah, no, there's definitely some different parts in there. So I'm always curious about what people got under the hood, and I just ask them questions at the end of the day. Like, hey, it's pretty cool. Except for if you meet the modern gamer. The modern game, casual gamer doesn't care. The casual gamer lives within its own world, doesn't care, and that's good, because they can enjoy the game. They don't care about the fanboys and all that stuff. They just want to play and have fun, which I respect so much, because again, they're basically just in it for the fun of it all. Great to be a fanboy. I was one myself. I was a huge Xbox fanboy. I hated the PlayStation system with a passion. And I was one of those people talking about, if you don't bleed green, you're not with the team. Had all these different rhymes that would go with it. Couldn't stand PlayStation over there. You got a what? How the freak can you have a PlayStation in the same environment with a glorious Xbox? That's like taking the finest wine on the face of the planet and putting it in a dirty bottle. That's what they say all kinds of stuff. I couldn't stand PlayStation. Man, it was all about the green, all about the green, all about the green, all about the green. One day, I bought one. I had the PlayStation when it first came out. Toshinden, Jumping Jack Flash. I had it with that. Couldn't like it. I didn't like the control at all, period. I'm a big fan of it. But anyway, I bought a PlayStation because I wanted VR, and they had the VRs on the PlayStation. And I go, you know what? This could be fun. And I bought one. I bought the whole system, the whole setup. And man, that was the best experience I had on that game system. Those freaking little tiny robots and stuff, especially when you're walking around destroying the city, you just nod your head, knocking the buildings. Oh, this is unfree. I was in love with the VR for PlayStation, in love with it. In love with it so much. The headsets were super comfortable. The Halo system was super comfortable, man. You don't realize how comfortable that thing is until you go out and buy yourself one of those Quests. Now the Quest, yeah, it was better than the PlayStation. It was better. But the PlayStation was much more comfortable. It was way more comfortable. The Quest basically had this weird headband system set up that basically allowed the glasses to press into your nose. It was very uncomfortable unless you went out and bought one of those Frankenstein kits to do it. And you had to spend an extra $100 because somebody somehow figured out a way to 3D print out a different way of attaching your headset with this whole more of a solid foundation, a more better structure. But it was $100. They sold them on Amazon for $100. It was definitely worth it. Then battery issues. Battery issues. You got 2 hours of battery life in VR. Like who's really gonna be? Some people's on much longer than 2 hours in the game system. So people you still had to plug it up to something. And then on top of that, the selection that you had in the PlayStation PS4 was much more bigger library than the Quest. The Quest, the difference with that, it was much more interactive. Like you had some people you could bump into on the PlayStation Online, but the Quest was more of a, it's Facebook at the end of the day. Everyone had a Facebook account was on that thing, so it was just crowded with people in there all day long. So it was pretty cool that you can just game, talk, chat, watch movies. It was constantly flooded with people. With the VR and in the PlayStation, unless you knew somebody or whatever, they had one of that person spent the money. That's the only way you could game on them with them games within the day. But still, it was okay. But the library selection and the PlayStation was much more advanced, way more advanced. The games they had on the Quest were nice and all. They were, but it wasn't a lot. I bought the entire catalog like less than a month. That's all it took me, less than a month to buy the entire catalog out. And after that, they didn't really bring any more games out. So, I spent a lot of my time in those virtual museums and stuff like that. I go on freaking YouTube, and they had VR applications. We can travel to different worlds, go into outer space and stuff like that. So I did a lot of that stuff on there. Did I have a lot of friends on there? Not really. I talked to some people here and there. That's basically about it. And you could basically share your Facebook information with you. Heck, I wasn't doing that crap at the end of the day. I lost your mind on that one. So heck no. But yeah, it was pretty cool. I liked it. It was in the middle of COVID anyway, So in the middle of COVID where everything is pretty much, everybody's locked in. And you got some people who basically or by themselves. So it's kind of cool to talk to somebody else at the end of the day. This is before I got Taco. So there's some people in there I talk to from time to time. Did you meet jerks on there? Of course you meet jerks on there. You meet jerks every time you're online. You always meet jerks. There are jerks everywhere when you go online. We know there's jerks online. Always doing something to get on your nerves. I think some people there just did a gaming system just to annoy people at the end of the day. Gotta stop. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. You don't know what you're bumping into online. Don't do that. On the system, treat everybody with respect. Try to treat everybody with respect. You know, you're going to people on the earth you and turkey you off. But try your best to treat everybody with respect. But you are going to meet jerks. I myself was a jerk. Yes, I was a jerk. And Left 4 Dead, I was a big jerk. Not proud of it either, but I was a jerk. And I played with other people, and they were jerks. And I kept being a jerk, and I kept being a jerk, and I kept being a jerk, and stuff like that at the end of the day. And I thought that I could do whatever I wanted on there because I had a modified system that was a little different than everybody else. I was playing on a proxy server that I built. Allowed me to mask my IP address, and I was virtually invisible until I bumped into somebody that was more advanced than I at the end of the day, and they took my account. But they didn't take my account. They actually got access to my router and changed the password and locked me out. It took me a while to get back in, but I got back in. Now, I was thinking about contacting a buddy of mine who's a lot more advanced than me, and basically pulling this guy's entire folder and coming down to pay him a visit personally, because that's different. At the end of the day, when you basically call yourself hiding behind a keyboard, you know, I was going to track him down and come see him. And you know what that would have turned into, right? That would have been, yeah, got me in a lot of trouble. Of course, you know, common sense kicked in. So you know what? You're a jerk at the end of the day. You were doing stuff to other people at the end of the day. You just got what you deserved, that's all. And I had to accept that because it was true. I was being a jerk. You know, I just bumped into the wrong person, that's all. Now, I have a friend of mine I told you which worked for the FBI. He's a real high-level entry, just say, programmer, and he could have had him in a day or so. I could have been down there to go see him. And I told him I was a trained fighter at the end of the day. I was like, well, you do what you got to do. And I said, well, I'll be down to see. And I could have got him, but nope. Common sense is common sense. You're a jerk. I had to tell myself, I said, what you doing? You're a jerk. You did it to other people. You came in there and you manipulated the system because you had the power to do it. You got what you deserve. So deal with it. And that's what I tell myself, and I dealt with it. Because you got to be real with yourself. You got to. That's what gets you in trouble. Telling them lies to yourself gets you in trouble. If I let the devil proceed on with that nonsense, I would have went there and contacted my friend, and my friend would have dug him up because I would have told him a lie. Because my friend's not that type of person. He's a very nice person. And I'd have told him some stupid lie to my friend, to track someone down, to go down there and beat the daylights out of him, give myself an assault charge on top of that for kicking the daylights out of somebody. Yeah, and that would have me back in jail. Got to be careful. That's up there slick. Don't let your emotions get the best of you because he knows anger. And at the end of the day, I had to reason with myself. I said, you're a jerk. I told myself, you're a jerk. What were you doing online? All right then. You had a mass IP address. You were doing dumb stuff at the end of the day. I was going to GTA and I had God mode. But basically, I couldn't be touched. I can be turned invisible, all kinds of stuff I was using basically to manipulate and annoy people just to get on their nerves, upset games, people be in the middle of a competition, and I can pop in there invisible. You wouldn't even see me, and I can go in there and I can mess with stuff, weapons, ammo, take all kinds of stuff. You would never see that I'm taking. I don't even pop up in the room. My name doesn't pop up. Nothing pops in. You just hear that doo doo, and you just never see me in there. And I would go in there and manipulate and mess with the game, take out people, even take out the odds. Like if it's blue against red, I would make sure I would kill enough of one side that they would have the winning point. Yeah, dumb stuff like that. People are jerks. So I met somebody much more powerful than me, and he took me out, and I was like, I sent him a message. I said, I'm tracking you down. I'm coming to see you. I think he was something like some 17-year-old kid. Yeah, I was going to beat the living crap out of him for touching my stuff. So, nope. I had to think about that at the end of the day. I was real upset about that, and I had to stop and say, "You are a jerk." Me, I was calling myself a jerk. What did you do to get in that situation? And I was like, I was talking to myself, having a conversation with myself. I went online and I did dumb stuff. What did you do when you were online? What about other people? How do you think they felt at the end of the day that you came in and you upset games and did all that stuff? That was wrong at the end of the day. So you got your medicine right back to you. So forget it. Done. Deal with it. And that's when I talked to myself. I said, deal with it. And I dealt with it. It was the only right thing to do. Because I was a jerk. I got what I deserved. You have to accept at the end of the day, the things you do, you have to take responsibility for. Even though you don't want to, you have to take that responsibility. When I got locked up, I didn't get mad at the people who basically dined on me. I could have made a phone call. I had quick connections in my family. I could have got that taken care of. I could have made sure they didn't have to come up to court for witness. I could have taken care of all that. But no, at the end of the day, I did it. I did it. Had to come, whatever comes our way, we have to take it. We have to be responsible for our actions, and that's what I had to do. So they did me a favor by telling me. God knows what would have happened if I kept going down that road. Chances are the devil would have cashed in and killed me, or I might have taken somebody else in the process. So it's a good thing it happened. So wasn't mad at them. I didn't blame anybody for it. I blame myself because I messed up. I messed up. So I take that responsibility. You know? Very important that you take that responsibility. Whether you like it or not, you got to swallow it and take that responsibility. You did it. It's not their fault. All right, power supply is cut out. Kaboom. Got that done right there. So now in a game, I just game to myself. I don't game with anybody else, but stuff like that, because I don't like the person I was when I had the 360 system, and that's the reason why I don't play with anybody online or PC. I just play with people that I know. That's basically about it. Let me see. Okay, that works right there. We got the power supply. That's why you want that ledge right there for the power supply. Right there. Perfect. So the power supply fits on that. There. That's our port we have for this. Support for that. That's good right there. Now let me see. Definitely probably should put a port here at top. I know I'm going to put a port there at top. Power supply is open so the cord hangs out to the side. Don't worry about that. But I do want to put a port there. How dare you, Fuller? How dare you? These are from the old PC. Might as well use them, right? Wait. Aren't we extending this thing at the end of the day? Yeah, we are, because we're using a 360, so 360 is going to be a little farther off from here, so no, can't use that. Because the 360 is definitely going to be farther than that, so we don't need that. The cooling system is going to go that far out. So we're going to put a scaffold system that comes down here that connects to that with some vines to hang down here. That'd be pretty cool for that. All right, so this is pretty cool for the top. I swear, I hope they don't give me those freaking RGB cables at the end of the day. I had to hide those things, were a nightmare to hide. Alright, so we got air cooling from here to here. Where's the box at with the holes I cut in here? Alright, here we go. So, not bad. Not bad. Not bad. We're a little off, but still, not a bad slice job. So that'll allow me to get airflow from here to here, and also to the parts and whatever I got to attach from there to there. And got the nuclear cloud coming here, which is going to be on the top of here. And we got ports we can get here, but we're still going to have to get wires and stuff out here to plug everything up through, because they got to come through somewhere. So we're going to have to put some little slips in there. Let me see. I'm literally hearing that song in my head now. Set the world on fire. I can hear it in my head from Fallout. I can literally hear it in my head. As I'm putting this together. Yeah, gotta learn to treat everybody with respect. Learn the lessons in life. Even when people are mean to you, be careful about that, because that's when the devil will try to come in and mess with you. So I'm gonna put our slots right in there. And thank you again for customers who put the orders in for the screen paint. I appreciate it. I do. I try to work hard to make good products every day. And I'm blessed to have my Lord and Savior who teaches me how to make these products. So, thank you so much. So these slots in the back are going to go for cords and wires and stuff. I got attached to the mushroom cloud, and they'll be hidden within the mushroom cloud. We got to do an interesting paint job with the mushroom cloud. So we have to use poly. The reason why? Poly is see-through. That's why. So when this cloud erupts, we have to be able to see all those pretty colors, the orange and blues and greens. The cloud's going to be colored and painted too, but it has to have a lot of black into it, to give up that kind of eerie explosion. I remember one time I was doing one of the nuclear PCs, and somebody mentioned in the room talking about, yeah, well, that's a grim design due to the fact of we could have a nuclear war. And I explained to them, we're not having nuclear wars. We're not going to have one ever. You can't destroy something that's not yours. It doesn't belong to you. It belongs to God. So no. No, no, no. Read Revelations in the Bible. And it'll tell you how the world's being destroyed. If the world's going to be destroyed by a nuclear bomb, what would be the point of Jesus Christ coming and hanging on the cross? What would be the point of the existence of the devil? The devil's planning to have a war. The last war of Armageddon. So what would be the point of that? If the world's going to be destroyed by nuclear warfare, then the devil would be like, it'd be no point for the devil to exist. It'd be no point for God to exist whatsoever. Because again, that means at the end of the day, their time would be non-existent if we were going to have nuclear war. No. Not having any nuclear war. That's why I tell people at the end of the day, God has control over all things. You can't have evil men try to destroy something that does not belong to them. God saves us for judgment. Alright, so we got this side right here. Got our slots in the back. Right here and here. And then on top of that, this is our front area right here. And then let me see exactly, let me get an idea of this motherboard, because I want to see where this fan's sitting at. Alright, so this is a devil. It's a small form factor. Okay, small form factor. Let's see what this motherboard looks like. Motherboard? Alright, so that's the motherboard. Okay, graphic card's gonna lay right there, of course, that's where graphic card's gonna be at. Where the frick is the power supply at? No, you're missing it. Where's support for the... Oh, it's got a mini port right there, which you can actually use that for plugging up
for solid state drives. You're doing that, but you're missing an entire. Yeah, right there. It's missing because that right there is right there where the Yeah, because how do you plug anything up? Am I wrong here? Alright, this is what we gotta do. I'm curious. Because there has to be a 24 pin in here on this thing. That'd be weird if it doesn't have a 24 pin, because I know we're not running through a 12 volt or 6 volt. That's not even possible. That's not even enough power to run it. Motherboard. Let me see. Alright, so why do you only have... Are we zooming up on this thing? Seriously? Alright, that's giving me nothing. That's giving me absolutely nothing. Oh, I know these jerks did not go in and alter the power supply. Oh, they did alter the power supply.
Wait a minute. An 8-pin connector instead of a standard 24? So they put in an 8-pin connector instead of a standard 24. That's a pain in the neck. Really? I hate Dell so much. I swear how much I hate their PCs. Again, they're good for modifications. Why would you have an 8-pin connector in there to keep people from modifying the board? That's why they did it. So they did it on the 9020 models. Use a proper 8-pin connector instead of the standard 24-pin. So there's no replacing other than Dell. I told you, Dell does that stuff, man. They only want their parts in there. All right, let me see. So they did it with the 9010s have them. Let me see. I'm looking at like, where the freak are those pins at? They did that on purpose. They're known for doing that kind of stuff. Oh man, that's a freaking janky power supply they have with that. So they did that on purpose. They do stuff like that. Alright. Let me see. Dell refurbished PC with a 7049.
7049. 70. Bum, 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 bum. I need an i7. i7. Bum, 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 bum. See, they probably sat there and watched so much other people modifying their stuff. Like, oh, heck no, we can't be having all that in there. Can't be modifying our stuff, man. We got to change this out. Even cheaper. And I don't like the hard drive on it. 16 gigabytes. Bum, 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 bum. Hard drive. Terabyte. Let's see. I can't forget the ones we had over here were perfect for modifications. The 9020s are definitely, you don't want to go near those things because of the power supply, the way this power supply is set up. 7020, 60, 70, refurbish. 3040. He had a 3040, but it has an i5 processor and a 3040. Oh man, we got to research this, man. I want to find the board that I had. The one I had was perfect. You can definitely modify whatever you wanted on it. Because I did have one in a case I was actually running, no problem. i7. Now, but that's a breakdown. They're doing a breakdown. I don't want to do a breakdown. Because then you got to pick and choose your parts, and that'd be more money than what you're actually paying out. Alright, I need an i7. i7. Refurbish that with a i7 CPU. Let's copy that one. That is a definite no-no. Those 9020s, I know definitely don't go near those things. 7040. 7040, I'm not paying much for 70. That's a refurbish. Yes, it is refurbish. What is the 550 i7 7700 quad core? Alright, 16 gigabytes. I can always upgrade that 512. I don't like the hard drive. The hard drive at 512 is not going to work for me. It's not going to work for me. I need a terabyte of hard drive space at least. The 1070 i7 1 terabyte. Oof, man, this is the other part about it. If they had just had that part on it, it would have been perfect with that part. But nope, Dells do that kind of stuff. They don't want anybody touching their stuff. You can get around it. You can resolder one end, but that's just, I don't feel like going through all that. Nope. $32 gigs of RAM. See, that's what I hate about this. They give you like 32 gigs of RAM, but you give me 512 and gigabytes on a hard drive. Like, really? Seriously? Oh, we gotta hit the second page. That's just bytes in the second page. Because you know everything on the second page is gonna be much higher. A 990, no. $990. 7. What do we got on this one? I'm probably gonna pop over eBay and get one of these for much cheaper. Sometimes Amazon be acting like their older stuff is made out of gold. You know how old these things are, and they're trying to get this much money for them. Like, they're insane on this one. Let's see. That's 7040. See, and they want to get you on that freaking 512. They want to give you outstanding RAM, but they want to get you on this. This is why I hate when you buy PCs already built. They do this stuff at the end of the day. It's like one for the other. That's pretty much what it comes down to. One for the other.
Let me see. Bum, 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 bum. All right, I'm gonna go pop over to eBay. eBay, refurbished Dell with i7. Not a pick and choose. I do not want a pick and choose selection. I want the actual system. See, these are ones I don't like. You gotta select your parts, because they'll overcharge you for parts. Definitely overcharge you. I need it already assembled, not someone in there tearing it apart and putting it together the way they want to put it together. I need it already assembled. Have one already built. Refurbish. Alright. And again with the freaking 512, man. 256. I got 256 sitting right over here right now. See, when you get the ones that say 2, that, because basically you're going to be paying all these little extra just for those other parts. What do you have here? $32 gigabytes of RAM. I'm feeling the horror show on this one. Let me see. I think a lot of these pick and choose. I can't stand those. Give me something solid. Let me just pop over to Newegg. What is the deal with these 500 gig hard drives? I'm going to add more hard drive to it than a day, but still. Jeez. Dell. 7040. Yeah, they're doing these refurbished deals. Someone got one here for $85. And it's 264 gigabytes on it. Can't do with that hard drive. $128 gigabytes? Really? Why? Ugh. Worse on eBay. Much worse on eBay. I wish I could get the system ad. Like, the system ad was actually perfect. It was perfect for everything I need to do. That's for a small form factor. That motherboard's not even worth modifying. 256 gigabyte of solid state drops. Yeah, everything else on here is fantastic. It's just that freaking hard drive, new. You want that much money for that? It's a $47.90. Over the 920s, you gotta stay away from the freaking 920s because the way the power supply is configured in those things is freaking nuts. I can't believe they did that to the power supply. Boy, Dell, seriously, you've got to be. That's a jerk move at the end of the day. And once you change out the power supplies, what are you gonna do next time? You integrate your RAM into it. You can't basically pull the RAM out of it because they integrated it in. And do dumb stuff like that at the end of the day. $512. We're just gonna upgrade the hard drive. That's it. $512. $5,700. $540. $540. Let me see. $540. $540. $540. $540 at Dell. $540. That's what the inside of this motherboard looks like. Better have them ports in there, man. On this one we got 16 gigabytes of RAM. Yeah. Yeah, it's still usable, but still, now we can get. We're looking at 32 the first time. But let's see what the board looks like. What that motherboard looks like. See what's going on with the motherboard. Motherboard. Oh, there's extra attachments I have for the Wi-Fi and everything else attached to it. Oh, these jokers, they changed them. Oh, they changed all of them out to this? How can they change all of them? How would it even be possible? They changed all of them out to that. Dell refurbished PC that takes a 24-pin power supply. Wait a minute. Power supply that takes an 8-pin. No. PC power supply that takes an 8-pin. We have to research that. I'm pretty sure they have a power supply that takes an 8-pin. If there's a power supply that takes an 8-pin, Dell has one. I can find one to override their board. Alright, this is what we do. PC power supplies that take 8-pin adapters for the motherboard. And it's supposed to be 8-pin. Oh shoot, wrong board. 8-pin, not whatchamacallit. Jeez. Alright, let me see. "24-pin to 8-pin power supply. Cable. Bingo! Got you, Dell. Got you! Alright, so there we go. We just got to get a pin, adapter, that's going to convert an 8-pin to 24. So let me see. So basically, the coming out of the power supply, where that would be a female, this would have to be a male. Am I right on this? Yeah, it had to be a male. But this is what's connecting to the Dell right there. That's connecting to the Dell. Yeah, see right here? Somebody's always thinking something cool. 24 to 8-pin power supply ATX adapter for the Dell motherboards. That's right, Dell. In your face. In your freaking face. Alright then, that fixes it right there. I can go back to the original one I wanted to do. Right here, this is a 9020, because the 9020 has all the goodies in it, man. It has the terabyte. Everybody wants to give me freaking 512 and 256 and 128, and they're giving me a terabyte at 32 gigs. All the goodies, there's all the goodies on it. So we can do that. We can override that power supply, get that adapter in there. Giddy up. All right, now that's good. I'm good on that 100%. I'm good on that 100%. I am so Gucci on that. Good. I'm so Gucci on that. Because, man, that would have been a nightmare trying to get around to go do that all over again. I've already worked on this case already. All right, perfect. We got him. Is that going to disrupt the system? No. The system only gets disrupted when you yank out them fans. That's when the system starts going buggy on you. Like, hey, there's fans missing in your system. There is fans missing in your system. Other than that, we can run it. All right, so basically the power supply is right there. That's where it's at, right there. And the 6V or 12V is right there. So it connects here and it connects down here. That's where it connects it right there. Alright, that right there is for USB output, all that other stuff like that. I think I got one of them laying around here, something from the old Dell, but it's coming from that PC anyway, so we just use that. We can attach that to the side of the box. We can actually use that because that's where that all connects in right there. If you were running through a PC case, you would be using their USB peripherals and all that stuff and headphone peripherals, so that'd be kind of hard to connect this into that. Unless I got one of these on there, yeah, that definitely would be hard to do. But since we're going to use the whole board anyway, we can actually extend that out to the side and connect that to the side of the case so we can use this anyway. Alright, there we go. Okay, goody gumdrops. We are in. Alright, so I'm giving you an idea what I'm working on here. Okay, we can get an adapter for it. In your face, Dell. In your face. Still gonna modify your system. You will not stop me. Still trying to throw my monkey wrench. That's what I did at the end of the day. You gotta look that up. There's one thing I should look at was cables, because they always make these cables adapters to run everything, to modify and get around everything. So there you go. Like, this is insane. You go through all this. Why don't you just add people that are friends of mine? We just buy it. Like, no. You're missing out on the adventure of building it. You're going to run into stumbling blocks. That's the best thing about it is when you fall into a stumbling block, you got to figure this out, how to get it to work. Figure it out. That's the best part of it. Now you learn. Now you just learn something new. I can just basically use that adapter piece, like basically overriding the freaking motherboard and going straight to the power supply and all that stuff like that. So you learn as you go along. It's a learning process. That's what you do. That's what I love about building with PCs. It's a learning process. A learning process with consoles. I figure exactly how much can I get away with the console system literally at the end of the day. Like, how can I change that and alter it so it doesn't look anything like the system that came with. That's when a guy was like, you want a warranty? I was like, no, I'm going to mod the crap out of this thing. Well, I did mod the crap out of it. Put it inside of a UFO case and rewired it. And you know you can't do that. I can do whatever I want. It's mine. This is the guy told me one time when I was calling in, and my gamer picture pops up. It shows a picture of my modded box. The guy was like, you can't do it. I was like, I can do whatever the frick I want. It's mine. I paid for it. You're going to tell me what I can't do with my own system. I think they've lost your freaking marbles. Apparently he has lost his marbles. What time we got here, people? Because I got something I got to do. I got to be out the door. I got to be out the door if I want to get this finished and done. Because if I do something halfway, then I got to finish it. Because we'll do it halfway. All right, let's cut the whatchamacallits in. Where's the freaking knife at? Oh, it's right there. You want a warranty? That's the biggest joke of my life. Warranty? What freaking warranty? We don't need no stinking warranty. Take it apart. I can imagine people who repair stuff on a daily, like you repair all kinds of electronics and stuff, and they ask you want a warranty, and you sit there and give them that evil laugh, like, I am the repair. Because you work on that stuff. You got those transistors and freaking voltage measurers and stuff like that. Like your place is like Radio Shack, and then you know who you are. You got the cool stuff. You got a freaking Radio Shack at the end of the day. And someone's going to ask you what a warranty is, give them the dark shadow. I am repair. That's power. I had a buddy of mine like that to take my stuff over and get it fixed, man. He just pulls on a what? I was like, can you fix it? He's like, yeah, I got you. What's wrong with it? He tried to explain everything to me. I was like, nope. Lost me in the translation. I am lost in the translation. Talk of resistors and transistors and all this stuff. Like, nope. You lost me. You lost me. Gotta break it down for me, man. Break it down for me. Sock puppets were not necessary, but it was funny. He was a funny dude. Alright, let me see. So, where are we at on this? So, we're hooking this here, but we still got to drop off here on this side. So, we're definitely going to have to bring it over. Let me put this in here so we don't bypass what we're doing here. Alright, so, we're going to have to go on this side, right? Right here. Alright, so that's going to fit there. And are we supposed to have ports on this side? Did we cut the ports in? Where to figure the ports at? I just hit a keyboard. That is jacked up. That's a scary, scary scene to hit a keyboard. Your System 32, your keyboard? Oh, I did. My System 32 a keyboard one time. That is not a good day, man. That is a bad, bad day. You get a System 32 pop up on your keyboard because you hit the wrong keys, man. That's a nightmare all day for you. Oh, we didn't punch it in. We didn't put it in. I thought I saw I put 2 circles in here, 2 round circles. Where did you put that at? Apparently they're not here. Unless I cut those out. Yeah, because it's supposed to be right there. That's where this is supposed to come here. Right. Let me see. I'm confused within myself. You know, you had enough room to pretty much bring it here, right? Oh, that's the drop-off point for it, that's why. That's what that is a drop-off point. I'm filming it backwards. Something's off here. Something is really off here. Alright, that's supposed to be there. No, it's really. This is the back piece. Back piece is where the hard drive lays at. So that's there right there. Oh yeah, we were backwards. Gee, I was like, wait a minute. The blueprints are off. Yeah, we are backwards because that's supposed to be there. And that's supposed to fit right there. Yeah, see, gotta follow those markings, man. Those markings is what keeps it, because it gets confusing sometimes. You're like, wait a minute, what the freak? Oh wait, here we are, wait, from there to there. Okay, cool. Alright, markings are in. Margin, yeah, because I was wondering, like, wait a minute, we're too far off on the back. Yeah, that's ready to go. We're good right there. Okay, we're Gucci. We are definitely Gucci, people. We are Gucci, and you can be Versace. My friend does all the time. Say, I'm Gucci. I'm like, I'm Versace. I'm Gucci. I'm Versace. All right. So we should fit right in there perfectly. If we cut it along these lines, we should just snug as above, lock right in. You know the best part of the cake on a sheet cake is the corners. You know why? Because the corners are the biggest pieces. You know, when you're a kid, when you're watching them cut the cake, you're hoping to give you a corner piece. Or one of those roses or flowers sitting on top of the cake or something. You're hoping to get one of them. You know, it's funny too, because I used to always want that. The corner side, I mean, you have to get any slice of cake because it's cake, right? But you want that corner piece is bigger. So, you know, when you get older, you do the stuff that you wanted to do when you're a kid. I went and bought myself a sheet cake and I ate the corners. My brother was like, where's the corners at? Like, I ate them. He's like, well, why? Because when I was a kid, I never got the corner piece. I always got everything in the middle. I didn't even get the rows and none of the decorations. I just got that piece, but I just never got that. So I bought a cake and ate the corners and the part around where the roses were at. He was like, okay. You're fulfilling your childhood dreams. Yes, sirree, buddy. Yes, sirree. Everybody does that. They get their first job. They'll buy something at the end of the day if they wanted as a kid that they couldn't have, like a yo-yo or something like that. Like I always wanted when I was a kid, you know. Just couldn't afford to get one. And I got myself one. But then, you know, the funny part about the reality of all that is when kids sit there and they say that, oh man, I'll be so glad when I get out of school, I'll never have to get up early again. Oh yeah, you have no idea. And parents just look at you with that smile on your face because you have no idea. You will be getting up every single day for college and for work. Early. Lucky if you get an afternoon, because usually most people get those afternoon shifts or seniorities get those. Get that seniorities get those. But yeah, I'm never going to have to get up early again. Hey, unless you get a TikTok channel or something, you get rich, but you're still going to be up early because it's still work at the end of the day. These guys got to be up early, got to do content, editing, all that crazy stuff at the end of the day. That's work at the end of the day. You're still going to get the crack of dawn. So, I love that line. I'm never going to have to get up early again. That's what my sister's kid said. Oh man, when I finally graduate, I'm never getting up early again. He is up early now to go to work. I said, hey, how's that working out? How's life working out for you? I hate life. It gets worse as it goes along. You'll fit in there. You'll fit in there. Yep. Teach them not to stress out over little things in life, because you're going to go through that over and over again. Being late for work because the lift doesn't know the proper place of where you're to freak at. So, you got to keep calling in. And I hate when you look at that car on the map, because it just seems like it's just never going in the right direction. Not to any Lyft drivers out there. Some of you guys do an amazing job, but I had some other people at the end of the day just really, seriously, how did you lose? How did you not find the building? And I have to ask questions like, you live here? Like, how would you not know this? You have GPS tracking capabilities. When I was coming up, that didn't even exist. Probably exists for the military, didn't exist for the average civilian, didn't exist for. That's why I said today, you gotta teach your kids how to read a road map. Or they should know how to read a road map. And you also use a compass. Because people are like, I got one on my phone. No. That doesn't work out here. You won't have no cell phone signal out there, and you're trying to get an app to work on your phone. No, you should know how to read a map. And that you should know how to track. And they got classes for that. Learn how to hunt and track. Learn how to live off the land. You should know those skills. You never know. Stuff happens, Car breaks on the side of the road. Got to know how to basically survive in that environment. That's why I enjoy Minecrafting it. Because for me to move on a piece of land that has no plumbing, no electricity, nothing whatsoever, that's paradise for me. That's absolute paradise. The things I can do on that, it's Minecraft. I can see it all around me, what I can do. That's paradise. For most people, that's a freaking nightmare at the end of the day. For me, that's paradise, man. That gives me a chance to basically have a little fun out there. That's what I loved about the garage. There was nothing in here. Nothing but a big empty area. Nothing. I was smiling from ear to ear to ear. I thought, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, get the whole place to function with no problem. I'll build my own power grid. Easy to build your own power grid, especially with the technology you have today. Oh my goodness, man. Are you kidding me? The battery bank system I could design with an EcoFlow system, I can modify that. That's why I bought one. I modified them. Figured out all kinds of stuff on how that technology worked and how to basically get it to work more efficient for me. Yeah, oh man, I could do all kinds of stuff with that thing. Build my own power station, everything. Power station would run everything else that I need. Learning how to run things off water. Learning how to run things off wind. Got all that energy around you. When you walk out there, you got nothing but energy flowing around you. All that power that you're seeing all around you. People just have to learn how to harness it and be able to use it to your vantage point. But you got all that power around you. What do you think the earlier settlers did at the end of the day? Let me see. So yeah, got all that power around you, man. I would have a ball out there, man. Definitely would have a ball. I think the first thing I would do, hook up power station. I would hook up a basic EcoFlow system, battery pack system, all that. I would get basically a storage unit and start loading it up with battery packs and all that stuff like that. I would basically load the top of it with basically solar panels. That can constantly keep my batteries charged. That means I can bring in my power tools. So my power tools, man, all that stuff like that, man, I can have a ball out there. Build my own structures and stuff. Yeah, heck yeah. I have a ball out there, man. What do we get to do? We get to build. Got a running brook over there? Oh yeah, that's another section right there for me to have some fun on. Do they have games like that? I know Minecraft is, that's why I like Minecraft. I love Minecraft so much because you get to build. But I love games like that. We'll start off with nothing. Told you I got freaking family members that are survivalists. Some suckers that go out there in the middle of the woods with a buck knife, and that's it. So all you need is a buck knife. That's all I need. As far as this buck knife, all I need is my trusty buck knife. That's it. I survive here with no problem whatsoever. You don't even need to drink water. Carry a flintstone in here. Flintstone. Some kind of right. Flintstone. Flintstone. No, not flintstone. Flintstone for fire. There we go. You should always have one of those on you. You never know. Keep yourself a good knife on you. You never know. You could basically, if you get out there, you got to be to survive. You got to be to cut things and all that stuff like that. You never know. My buddy said always keep tarps in the back of his car. Tarps in the back of his car for building shelters. Keep the rain off them. All that stuff. So always keep tarps in the back of his car. Now I see why. Tarps, bungee cords, ropes, stuff like that in the back of your car. An axe you definitely need to have in your back, or you should definitely have an axe, a saw, all that stuff should be in the back of your car, just in case. Then again, that might go bad if you get pulled over. They pull you over and pop your trunk, they're like, you got axe, a saw, bungee cord, and a freaking tarp. That might not go well at the end of the day. But still, so at the end of the day, if a situation happens, if your car goes off an embankment and you crash in the woods, at least you got stuff here to survive off, you know what I mean? And learn how to use a bow and arrow. That's one thing. My brother, my pop used to use a compound bow, crossbow. He was good at it too. So you never know. You can make your own arrows at the end of the day. Make your own ammo. Yeah, he had a habit of using a bow and arrow before he would go near a gun. Make your own freaking bow and arrow at the end of the day. Let me see. He was all about that life, man. Didn't really care much about the luxuries of life. He didn't care for it. He thought it made him weak. He was more into surviving with next to nothing. He liked it. It was a challenge. Now, we're going to lift this up a little higher, so but I'm trying to see where this drops off here. So this is going to fit correctly in here? It is. It's going to fit correctly in here. Right, perfect. So, keep that from sinking all the way down. That's why I'm going to put these boxes in here. And bam. Got a nice little setup. Little platform. Then we'll bring this closer to the top here. Yep. There we go. So, that slides in place nicely. That fits in there all the way around. So now we got to do now is just glue everything together. That's it. How's the bar? It's going to drop right down in there. We got a nice little platform. Put a rolling destruction of our cloud in the back that's going to roll around here. We can put a little nice fallout gear in here too on top of that. Now let me see. Looking at the top here, I definitely want to put a, let me see. I drop in there. I'm gonna measure that card. That card is basically too big. I can get a, let's see, can I get a RX 580 low profile? Alright, you can get them. Alright, so the RX, well, it's 4 gigabytes if I do that. The other one would be 8 gigabytes. How big is this card? I'm curious, what's the size of this card? At $100, how big is this card? Alright, let me see. I mean, you should have the measurements down there. I don't know how big the card is. Let's see. The dimensions. Oh, that's a package dimension. Alright. Let's see. How long is the RX 580 graphic card? Oh, it's 9 inches. Okay, 9 inches. Okay, it should be 9 inches. 9 inches. Measure these. Put things back where they belong. It's funny, you know. I remember my pop having a discussion with me about putting things back where they belong, and I argue with myself about putting things back where they belong. So 9 inches. So 9 inches roughly has enough give room. It'll fit there perfectly with no problem at 9 inches. Good, we won't be hitting this. Excellent, outstanding. So yes. And look at the size of it. The size of it isn't that off, that bigger than what we have here. So it's still nice and compact. Yes, sirree, people. Yes, sirree. So this is going to come out nice. We glue all this tightly together. We're good to go. Look at this, check this out. We got the port system right in there, connecting perfect from one box to the next. So we're good to go. So we're gonna glue, attach, but first we gotta strip all this down because we gotta damage this box a little bit. We gotta give it a really corroded look to it. And then right here, we're gonna have to reinforce all of this. This has to be relayered with cardboard. We gotta put supports here, here, and here so nothing sinks down. So we got to re-support everything all over again. So all these pieces we have here, we're just going to do another system. We're just going to go right back over top of it and just basically reinforce all of this all over again. Especially the bottom base has to be reinforced. Because once you paint it, it'll sink in a little bit. So got to reinforce that. Put a nice structure wall here and whatever, so we can keep this nice and supported nicely. So we should be good to go. And we'll be able to put that giant. We're going to do our mushroom cloud. It's going to be a custom paint job, so it's going to be freaking sick when we get done with the mushroom cloud. Definitely going to do that mushroom cloud. Let's see. All right, cool. And all we got to do now is get some glue, and we can put it all together. Now, our liquid cooling system is going to fit right up here. It's going to come a little bit off, about right there. But we're going to put in a nice scaffold system that attaches it like it's actually holding up that part of it. That's going to be part of our nuclear reactor, which we're going to be doing a dual stackable fan system, which means you're going to be putting another fan on top of this fan. And what that does is, when you use a fan speed controller, you actually slow it down here and speed it up here. It gives it a cool, crazy effect. We're going to paint them so they glow in the dark. So RGBs will be at the top, and we do glows at the bottom. We'll hook it up real nice. We're going to make it look like an actual nuclear reactor. Yes, we got to make it our stickers and stuff. Now, we can get the real stickers. You can buy the real stickers at Amazon. You can buy them for free. I can get them. I tell you have to buy them, not for free. We'll get the real stickers to give it more radioactive stickers, you know, hazard, don't touch, whatever, so. So it's going to be pretty cool. And that means we have to go to the thrift store, and we need to buy radios, transistors, and all that stuff, so we can strip all the parts down. You know, they jack the thing around. I just threw out a box full of parts. thinking I'm not going to build any more PCs. See, that's the reason why you got to listen to the Lord and not jump too fast on stuff at the end of the day. And I didn't listen. I should have. Now I got to go buy all my stuff all over again. And we got to go pick up some more for the roach. Get names for the roach too. Roach has names. The roach's names. So that's Ricky. That's the first one is Ricky. I want to have crazy names. I'm like Ricky, Roddy, and Royd. Royd, Ricky, and Roddy. Ricky, Roddy, Royd. All right then. Back into the, I guess we're back in Cardboard PC Kingdom because that's where we're at. So we use Cardboard PC Kingdom, but I want to change that to something else. I like Cardboard PC Kingdom, but I want to add something else to it. That basically dedicates our builds to the Lord. Because again, without Him, none of it ever can be possible. I got some business I got to take care of today, which is very important. Let me see what we got going on here real quick. Oh shoot, I'm so sorry. My bad. No one on the biscuit factory, buddy boy. We got the biscuit factory. Like, in the biscuit factory, Dad. I want to get out of here. I'm done with this biscuit factory. We need to do all our fans and green. Crazy green. But then again, since we're doing RGBs, we can switch out to what we want. As a matter of fact, I haven't changed them RGB displays in a while. Let me see. Let's change the lights. Oh, I like this pink and blue. What we got going on here? Oh, these are the solid colors. Orange is solid. That's some modifications. Oh, yeah. I'm taking that. I haven't changed them out in a while. I try to change them out like every week, change out the design to them. That's the beautiful thing about the RGB setups at the end of the day. I had to learn that too, because again, when I was doing it, it was Molex and all this stuff like that, and that's what it was. It was just, you wanted a color, it was one solid color, not being able to alter and change it the way you want to. So, the fact that you could do that with these, man, I just had to learn it. And when I had the whole system here, I was like confused. I haven't built a PC in a long time. And no sooner than I was walking down the street to go take care of some business, the Lord just basically just told me how to do it. He showed me how to put everything together. And I was like, oh, that's how you do it. Thank you, Jesus. And went in and put it all together. So now I know it. Now I do the modifications for it, everything. Updates me on everything I need to know. So all the modifications, all that stuff is up there. I had to what I need to do. All right, people. Hope you enjoyed this video. Yeah, we changed your name to dedicate more of what we do to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Because again, without Him, none of it would ever be possible. Which again, Lord, I give you thanks and the glory for blessing us to be able to do this every day. Because without Him, none of this would ever be possible. Gotta go, people. Be blessed.